Become a horse. Oh. Couldn't choose a sound for being hosted, so I decided to use this. Thank you very much. Music of Pedro Camacho. Oh, this video's about to restart, which is good. Oh, fuck, I haven't done a donation goal. Fuck it. Blah, 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 blah. I've already bought that Optane drive now. Hello, and welcome, I'll talk while I do shiz. Hello, and welcome to Star Citizen Talk. I will be taking questions in a bit. If you put question in parentheses or brackets, I'll do that, but we'll do that in a minute. I'll talk about a little bit about the news, about Star Citizen happenings, things that I want to talk about, and then we will move on to that. Bear with me 1 second, though. Blah, 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 blah. Intermission goal. I don't know. Ships and stuff. I'm going to be buying... I decided that I'm going to be trying to buy pretty much one of each ship for the channel. Because, you know, content, Star Citizen channel. I want to be able to make content and everything. I don't want to accept stuff from CIG, even if there was a way that I could get like money and shit directly from them or ships. I feel that thinking about it, it would damage the integrity of my channel. Even though I still feel like I'm sponsored by Oculus, for example. I don't think that changes the way that I... consume and put out content from them, but other people might see it differently. So I will try to be buying one of each ship. Let's fucking do something stupid there. There we go. Fucking. But how is everyone? Everyone doing good? I can go. Fucking have that. I'm sorry, the stream's a little bit rough today. I wasn't planning streaming so early, but then I was chatting to some people online, and they were like, go fucking stream, and I went, fuck it, I will. How's everyone? I'm waiting, yeah, so, I have pre-ordered my Optane drive from scan.co.uk, although after I pre-ordered it, I saw that it was cheaper on Overclockers by £20, which would be like $30, so I contacted them and said, price match, or I cancel my order, and they price matched. So I got it for the correct price of £380 plus postage, and plus I needed to buy a riser cable for my PC because there's a yellow thing in the way. That's my current PC. I need to tidy up the cabling. But it's a bench PC, so I can film content and easily get in when I'm doing hardware benchmarking and stuff for Star Citizen in the future. That PC was pretty much bought by you guys, so thank you very much for the donations and the support and the Patreon and the fucking the ability for me to be able to do Star Citizen and play games for a job on YouTube, which makes me a very happy board gamer. I'm very sorry that I didn't get to go to CitizenCon. I know some people wanted to see me there. It was just not viable at this time. Well, it was like 50-50, and I made the decision like the day before to it's going to be too much fucking faff. So yeah, so sorry about that. I'm pretty bummed out because there was cool stuff there, and everyone there seems to have fun. I do want to get my head scanned in game. I think a lot of people do. This beard is staying until at least 3.0 though, if not permanently, slowly growing to cover up as much of my face as possible, so that children think that I have an upside down head. You cannot has 3.0 yet. So Ivakati stuff's moving along. I'll bring up the schedule report in a bit as well. Schedule reports. They are pushing ahead with it. I think there's 17 bugs that still remain. Let's bring up this for you guys. 17 bugs that still remain. Obviously, we're going to find out more about that tomorrow. Well, tonight, actually, on ATV. I suspect that would have gone down significantly. I'm expecting that we're probably on 10 or less now, even with other ones they would have discovered. At the moment, they're focusing on shopping and cargo before probably moving on to missions and AI subsumption stuff before doing like a polish and then going to first wave PTU. So we're not too far away from that. People that want to see the schedule reports, bam. This month, we are giving away a Pioneer, the big base building ship, courtesy of the Matadors, our featured org. I did a video about them yesterday. Links below to check their org out. They are pirates, they are outlaws, but they're not kill you because we fucking can. It's all going to be for making profit in-game. Obviously in 3.0, there probably will be some killing random people just because they're pirates, but, you know, piracy is an important part of Star Citizen, as long as you're doing it for profit and for fun and stuff, and you're giving that other side of the coin for gameplay. I think it's important. I am incredibly against piracy, personally, but I understand it's going to be an important part of my gameplay. Lots of stuff on the Xi'an language. This is a learnable language now, Xi'an. Lots of people have been talking to me in Xi'an. I don't fucking know Xi'an yet, okay? When I got some time, I'll try and learn some Xi'an. I was watching a stream about it yesterday, and they were actually helping build upon the language and working out how to say stuff and do conversations in Xi'an. That's insane. They were writing people's names and stuff and working out how it all worked and the tonal pitches and things. I was like, oh my fucking god. There are some errors in the ship matrix as well, which they're working on. There's only a few. The new Mustang, this is something I really wanted to talk about. So this is the art of the new Mustang. Now, it doesn't have landing gear here, but it is going to have landing gear. This concept art didn't have landing gear, or this whatever this is. So we'll have landing gear. It's going to be one-seater, and it's going to have one entry point into all of the Mustangs. Obviously, the beta will have a little area in the back, so another person can sit there. But it's going to have one entry point across all of the Mustangs and everything, and it should just be a lot more sensible, a lot less buggy when they get those in. There's Matt Sherman's response about ships and balance for people that are interested. Can I zoom in? I don't fucking know the keys to zoom in are. I'm fucking tired. Not as tired as I have been though. So, but yeah, there was a few issues with the ship matrix. All in all, though, significantly more accurate data across the board with here. We're able to much better compare all of the ships with size, with our updated hard points and all that sort of stuff. And things like, the Gladius seems to, at the moment, have an odd set of hard points, making it quite a powerful ship. Let's bring up the Gladius. Boop, 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 boop. Just compare these two. Weaponry. Oh no, we have to go to the actual page. Blah, blah, blah. So at the moment, it effectively has 3 size 3 hardpoints, although that Scorpion is a size 2 gimbaled. It's just... Oof. It's a lot of guns on it. I think it's got 3 size 2 gimbaled basically on it at the moment. And I think that's pretty powerful, pretty strong for that Gladius fighter. It's now people getting 10 recruits can be quite happy with that Gladius as a ship. Do you know what I mean? Like, go check out the latest stuff from the Gladius, but it's a fucking solid fighter now. Rude, in fact. Might actually get recommendations above the Avenger Titan. That's a bit more expensive. But yeah, so some of the stuff on the ship matrix was a bit shocking. I'm going to give it a little tiny bit longer. It's probably until the start of next week or mid next week before I redo a ship flyers, ship buyers kind of guide and start comparing all the ships. We'll probably start off with all the current flyable ships. We'll go through that, and then we'll look at groups of ships, like specifically dogfighters. What's the best? What's the worst? What's good for money? Good for value? Is it worth getting any of them out of? Is it worth getting them with real money at all? And we'll talk about it and try and work it out, because you will be able to get everything in game. But obviously, some people want to spend money on the game and support it and get a ship of their dreams. And the Gladius is always a very interesting one, because with 10 recruits from the referral system, you get a Gladius for free. And now that Gladius is fucking rude. But that might change and be balanced. All the ship matrix stuff will be balanced and changed, and we'll talk about that as well. So. The Buccaneer stronger than the Sabre now as well. I looked at that earlier. Let's actually just bring those up on the screen very briefly to compare. So I'll grab a Super Hornets, an Avenger Titan, wherever the Titan is. Not a picture of a ship anymore, it's just a cargo bay apparently. A flying cargo bay. What ship did you just say? Oh, they fucking move stuff around as well. The Gladius and the good old Buck. Where is the Buccaneer? Here, Buccaneer. So let's grab the Sabre as well. And the Buccaneer. I think they're selected. And let's look at the weaponry hardpoints. Obviously there's more. Oh, it doesn't show very well. I want it to show hardpoints here. Hardpoint numbers. Because my brain doesn't. Well, actually, it does now calculate that that's size 3s and size 2s. But so the Sabre's still going to be pretty strong. It looks like the Super Hornets have effectively been nerfed because of the way they're changing the turrets. Buccaneer. Let's have a look at the Titan and the Buccaneer. So we will go into questions and stuff in a minute. I'm sorry if people find it boring me just looking at some spreadsheety based stuff. 2 size 1s, 2 size 3s, and it's got a size 3 turret with with 2 size 2s on it. So that's got a fuckload of weaponry now. I suppose it had it before, didn't it? Okay, that's pretty strong as well. Need to see them in the game though, how they perform and how easily they get damaged. So that maybe with rocket pods as well. I like the idea of switching the missiles out for rocket pods and just going fucking balls to the wall with it. What about the Avenger Titan? Anything sexy? Size 3 and 2 size 2s. Okay. I mean, it's still pretty good. It's just, I suppose the Gladius did need that little bit of an upgrade then, didn't it? When you consider it like that this is $50 ship, the Avenger, and the Gladius is a $90 ship. Yeah, we need to see these all in game. When 3.0 goes live, I think a lot of people are going to be very happy. There's obviously going to be some changes. People are like, oh, I don't like this balance. But I think it is for the best mostly. And if you don't like it, then we can get it changed. There was some cool stuff at CitizenCon, obviously. CitizenCon's still fresh in people's minds, and we will talk more and more about CitizenCon today. Some of the cool pictures and visual palettes and stuff they showed there. Oh, the procedural cities were amazing, the way they could build them. The cool environment process, just the way that the ground's layered and looks now, compared to the early days of when it was just a single texture. Now there's more biomes, and there's Even the moons look fucking amazing, and they're going to look more and better every patch, and they're going to get more and more optimized as well. I'm surprised these weren't actually Saber Ravens that were flying around with the Pioneer. Pioneer being a fucking massive ship, being able to hold, I think it's 3 modules in eternally, possibly more. What else have we got? Got all the different races, except for the Kerfak at the moment. Looking forward to the Kerfak. This is probably one of the best things that we had, was the movement system, where basically it procedurally generates animations now. So you're moving, and based on the terrain you work on, it works out, well, you can see the clipping here, there's not supposed to be clipping, but it works out the terrain it's walking on, moves your character, and procedurally generates an animation and a frame for that animation based on the terrain, which is amazing and fucking cool. We've been working on Temporary A and various other optimizations as well, which is going to be cool. They've changed the glass effects. The Saber Raven's cool, but I'm not a massive fan of exclusive things. Well, I am if I have them, but because the way I feel about Star Citizen community and stuff, like, you can't have exclusive shit like that. I was upset with the AMD Mega, to be honest. And this ship's going to cause so much salt because they made it exclusive, which is annoying. But and also, okay, so I do have a problem with the Octane drive still. We're going to be reviewing it, hopefully, well, between now and Monday. It should arrive tomorrow or Saturday, mine. So based on when it arrives will be when I review it. I will mess around with it in 3.0, and I'm not sure what I'll be able to say about it when it comes to speed in 3.0 currently. But we'll use it for high-end gaming in general. We'll benchmark it, and we'll work out how useful it is for Star Citizen, and if it's worth buying them. Because Star Citizen, the MMO, isn't going to have many loading screens. It's probably going to have one at the beginning, and that's the idea. These drives are going to be amazing for quick loading of stuff. That's what it's quick data transfer for loading. The rest of the stuff that Star Citizen is going to be doing is going to be doing most on your CPU and GPU and RAM. So I don't really understand what the Octane drive is for, other than general being a super fast SSD. Putting an operating system on it, yeah. Putting it on Star Citizen on it, yeah, so that it's snappy when it first loads. I suppose it's got to have higher data transfer when it is transferring data from the hard drive to RAM, your graphics card, or with CPU, they're doing stuff on the CPU. You could have shaders and stuff on there, so potentially it could really aid with some stuff, but it's not going to give you more performance gains or anything. That's the thing. So we'll review it, and we'll be quite critical, because when they're this fucking expensive, they need to be good. And we'll talk about the Saber Raven as well, because for a lot of people, it's a ship that you're getting a free drive with. It's like, I'm spending $400 and getting a Saber Raven. I've also got this Octane drive, which I now eBay. So, what else we got? I'll share this as well. This gallery of some cool stuff from CitCon. Anything else that I desperately want to talk about? What we got this week? CitizenCon, boom. Yeah, CitizenCon recap page. For those who want to recap through the CitizenCon stuff, CitizenCon recap page. Early days, Citizen of the Stars. Yeah, there was like a jokey Citizen of the Stars. No, not much tangible information there, unfortunately. So at the moment, we're looking forward to the Pioneer Q&A. So that's going to tell us more about the Pioneer base construction, building, land claim stuff, which is all really fucking important for that ship. And that's why it was called the Game Changer. It's got all these really, really fucking big mechanics to it. There's about 370 Pioneers remaining on sale still that are available for real monies, $750 each. With some CitizenCon flair. I'm going to bring up the Pioneer thing again if we can. Yeah, Pioneer. Fuel from the comlink. It's the pre-sale. That's all I want. On the actual sale. Wait, where have you gone? Why can't I see you? CitizenCon details. Odd. But yeah, that Pioneer, 200 meters long. It's a fucking huge capital ship, capable of building modules for placing on planets. A mechanic that's not actually that far away. I am expecting to see some form of base building, possibly in 2018, or some form of expanded base system for the outposts. But yeah, I'm very excited for base building stuff. It's something very interesting at the very least. But right, let's move into questions. That CitizenCon demo, the Procedural Cities, though, was fucking amazing. I did want to see. I really want to see the alien races animated in engine now. I want to see NPCs and subsumption working properly. I want to see that vertical slice from Squadron 42. Yeah, the alien races can build alien animals in general, other than just the Oni crabs that we've seen. So there's lots of stuff I still want to see.
Tricksy little hobbitses.
Thank you very much, Dubs. Much appreciated. We'll talk about other ships that we think will go on concept sale between now and like March as well in a minute. Right, let's go to questions. So if you've got questions in brackets, I will know that they're questions. I read about the 900p SSD. Can it be used as additional RAM for your PC? No. It can't be used as additional RAM. I mean, it's a really fucking fast drive. You could probably... Yeah, it's a really fast drive, but it's not RAM. Harbinger now has S4 gun in tech overview. Can it be still a size 5 fixed like the Warden? I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. There's stuff that needs to settle on that ship's matrix. Otherwise, like the standard one is just good, isn't it? The normal Vanguard is better in some situations if it's got that size 5 rather than the size 4. So I don't know. I have asked about it though. Has there been any word on the Freelancer Miss? Let's have a quick look, actually. I think they're working on the... I think they've been working on the Miss, haven't they? Yeah, I think it's quite possible that it's the basics of it are finished now. If you see what I'm looking at. It was scheduled a while ago to be finished by mid-October. And I think that it probably has been, like, I suspect that the freelancers are pretty finished. That means still means they need QA testing and polish and that sort of stuff. But the basics should all be done now, I believe. Thank you for the beard, love. What's a good upgrade from the Avengers Stalker? Probably the Gladius now. It depends what you want to do, though. Avengers Stalker's solid all-round ship. And will allow you to do bounty hunting as well. I think possibly just augmenting the Stalker might be a good shout. Some people will probably advise you to get a Cutlass Black and stuff because pretty cool. Does anyone know how $100 USD will represent in-game currency? Wait, we don't know. Yeah, you can buy UEC now, but I wouldn't. Wait until the game's all fleshed out. They don't know really the values of dollar to ships yet properly. Other than at the moment buying a ship gives you good value to the dollar, effectively. There'll be a larger disparity between UEC and dollars and stuff in the future. Have you had anything on the freelance mess? Yeah. Money is very relative to people. Like $1 or £1 or whatever is a lot to me in some situations. Like normally, if I'm buying like a can of Coke or a sandwich, like fuck that. But then I buy a £400 Optane drive that I think might not be that good. But we don't know. Do we know how we'll be able to control NPCs we hire? Not entirely. Not yet. They haven't fully fleshed out exactly what they want to do. It's not going to be fully sim-citizened. There are going to be NPCs which are much better than skeleton crew NPCs. You'll be able to hire crews for large capital ships, skeleton crews for large capital ships, and you'll be able to have spots and stuff and that sort of stuff. But you'll be able to have more control over certain NPCs. We don't know the full mechanics yet. They'll probably have a limit as well on the amount of NPCs that you can hire, which will be partly based on performance. They'll go, well, how many can we support in engine? It'll probably be quite a lot though. But they want to have it balanced as well. They don't want you to be able to run an entire empire from just the bar. But maybe they'll change their minds on that, because Miles Eckhart effectively does that. What are your thoughts on the Origin 300 series? They are getting reworked somewhat, so that they are luxury ships, not full-on combat ships. Other than the 325A, which will be pretty combaty. I think they're going to look pretty good. We need to wait and see with them. Remember, this new ships matrix still will get balanced up and down. Question. Bored, are you planning on base building? Yes, yeah, I'll be base building for hire. I think a lot of people have bought the Pioneer for that, but 100% I'll be doing base building for hire to start with in safe zones, in UEE zones. But I will probably expand a little bit further out of that after I understand the mechanics and understand how I can escape and that sort of stuff. Oh, you can use the ready boost stuff. Okay, I'll research that to see how good the Octane drive is for that sort of thing. I mean, having your swap file and stuff like that on it was probably do stuff. There's probably lots of cool stuff you can do on it because it is super fast. Like, it's insane compared to a normal SSD. Why is the Terra plan listed as a max of 1 crew? Yeah, so I was looking at it the other day as well. So technically, with the Herald, you can have one person at the front and one person on the console in the side. The Terrapin, I thought you could have a max of 2 crew in, but maybe they haven't changed it to a max of 1. It is a very small ship. Yeah, so what we saw was a live demo at Gamescom. It wasn't really true gameplay because obviously we can't play it and it's in a test environment. So yeah, I would have liked to have seen more gameplay at CitizenCon, but I was super impressed with what we did see. I'm always going to want to see more, even if they show the best thing. So that's kind of an unfair question. But yeah, I'd like to have seen more. But what they did show us was, and the whole event itself was the best they've done ever, in my opinion, for CIG by far. It was fucking great. Will you go a yeared? 12 months no shave. Trim. I mean, I will always trim slightly, because I don't want my beard going fucking mental. But I'm happily growing my beard out, or whatever. We'll see. Do we have any information on the Raven being available as a variant or something like that? It's exclusive to those Intel drives. We don't know if we're able to buy it in game unless it's off another player either. So they said exclusive. The Intel guy took the microphone from Chris Roberts and said, "These are exclusive to these Octane drives." They apparently only have 2 months insurance as well. I'm assuming that CIG will change that to lifetime insurance when I complain enough. So we will. Exclusive ships like that, I'll be so annoyed if they don't give lifetime. The 890 jump is going to grow now, like the 600 is almost. The 890 jump is going to grow now. Oh, I see. Yeah, so the 890 jump I think is being made by Foundry 42. It's possible the 890 jump will grow, although it doesn't need to be any bigger for what it does. So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, the 600 was 690 meters, and the 890s 123. Yeah, no, it's probably going to be a bit bigger. We know that turrets have had work. Do you know if the Cutlass Back has had its size adapted thing for the turret fixed? Was that a thing of the past? I think that is a thing possibly of the past. Now with the flash fire mount, you might be able to get different types of weapon for it. You're probably going to be able to slave the turrets, but I think that is probably a thing of the past now. That specific turret, anyway. No, the Harbinger can't have a size 5 now, but you can use the Harbinger's internal torpedo module with a Warden if you want a size 5 gun. You have to give up the heavy armour of the Harbinger. Okay. They might move stuff around more. Obviously, they sort of semi-binned the Battlefield upgrade kits. So the Battlefield upgrade kits that they had, the BUKs, have now basically just become a group of equipment and modules that you can put on stuff rather than being able to like just slot them in. And they went, ah shit, this isn't actually keeping with our current metrics. Mitachi, you're right, buddy. The ship is sexy, but I'm not impressed with the functions of the ship unless it does something more than the Warlock. Yeah, it's probably going to be a more stealthy Warlock with probably a smaller area of kind of attack with its EMP, but probably got more stamina with them, is what I'm assuming. They're 2 burst generators. I'm hoping that the EMP mechanics are ships that use them will be a bit more shielded to the effects of them as well. The November giveaway is for a Pioneer. It's for that fucking big base building ship, courtesy of Matadors. Thank you very much, Matadors. They're my featured org this month as well. You can check out a video on them. They are pirates. They may be slightly polarizing to some people, but I think that gameplay is important. Hi, Bored. You made a good beginner's video for 2.6. Will you make a beginner's guide for 3.0? Yes, 100%. We'll be doing tutorials, videos, how-tos, all that sort of shit for 3.0. I want my channel to be a one-stop shop for veteran and new Star Citizens, and that's the idea of it. I have my own org called Nomad. It's not actually called that. I have my own org called Nomad Black, which we will talk more about once 3.0 goes on to PTU, because I will revive it slightly. It's not going to be for everyone. It is going to be a lawful, neutral mixture of ship capture and high risk, reward, industry, economy stuff. And with them having a proper female character in games soon, do you think they'll add marriage as a mechanic? Spouse can inherit if you die. Oh, I think that would cause a lot of arguments if you made another character your heir that you didn't own. Oh, marriage might be in game though. I mean, marriage will be likely in game anyway because players will just enforce it. See what I mean? Won't the persistence of bases tax the servers greatly? Not with the object container system. So object containers split up the universe into whatever segments they want. Even ships like an Idris might be its own object container as well. And it will load them in and out based on where they are. And there's hierarchies of that. So the idea is that the reason that 3.0 took a lot longer to get out than they wanted was because they had to smash down 2.6 and rebuild it entirely for the object containers. The object containers aren't actually utilised properly in 3.0 either, and they're getting their functionality for optimization and performance being able to be streamed in and out in 3.1 and 3.2. I expect them fully done and polished for 3.3, and that's when you'll see massive performance gains, and then them start to probably work on server latticing, which will be them trying to get everyone in the same server together. Well, same shard. Lots of servers. Any news on the Retaliator work? Not anything more than I've previously talked about over the last couple of weeks. There's got to be a Taveran fighter, surely. So I'm assuming that we will see, at least from the alien races at launch, the basics of all the ships. A tradie ship, a fighty ship, and then possibly a couple of specialist or industry ships. I love you too, the unknown Dane. Hashtag no homo. Can you post the link to the page that stuff was scheduled? Yes, of course I can. Okay, buddy. That'll be updated tomorrow as well, that page. Yeah, I think it's possible the A90 will grow in size further. Yes, it's definitely a possibility. I think those planetary gateways are used as markers to both to jump to and possibly for scans for like cargo ships and stuff, customs, pre-planets and stuff like that. And you'll be able to use them to jump to, is the idea for when you come out of Quantum. And also they tell you where the main landing zone is and things like that. Do you think it's possible that they had to go and add the option to buy apartments in those procedural cities? Yes, I think it's very possible that you'll be able to buy player housing. That's not you just building bases on planets. That you'll be able to buy apartments and things like that on Hurston and that sort of stuff, definitely. Or almost definitely. I do expect them to make a Raven variant that will be available for all like they did with the AMD Mustang and clone it. I don't know. I doubt. Intel will probably get really annoyed. I think that Saber Raven is pretty exclusive. I don't think it's going to be game breaking or anything. It's just going to be annoying for people that have to be collectionists. With the Gladius update, the 325A seems a little underwhelming at the moment. What are your thoughts? I think it's going to have better like luxury components. The 325A. The idea is it's going to be sold on luxury as well as having a few other things that it's good at. I mean, it's got the missile system that can lock onto multiple ships, but it's not a straight up combat ship like the Gladius is. It's like a luxury ship geared towards combat. It'll definitely be the best of the 300 series in combat. We'll have to wait and see though. The Pioneer's arm is used for partly construction of the actual things inside. I'm assuming to move and repair and place the structures as well, the modules. I haven't got any studio tours planned for the rest of this year, or next year actually. To be honest, I will be emailing CS in like a week or two and saying, can I get what studio tours can I get on for next year in the UK and in Frankfurt. The covers bought the Pioneer. If you can explain how the landing pad on the ship works, it's literally a landing pad. You can land on it. Will act as a landing pad does in the game. Do you mean what benefit does it give you? Don't you? I suppose. I don't actually know. I suppose it will allow you to refuel and re-equip ships on there and probably repair them lightly at the very least. I mean, they can land there safely. You can get repair crew out. You can get stuff rearmed and stuff. I suspect there'll be a few more things, but it is literally just a landing pad on the ship. I expect it to be able to service vehicles that land there. It says it's perfect for utility vehicles and additional fighter escorts. The Redeemer will be worked on at some point. They are going to be doing the Redeemer. It needs like a second phase concept effectively. It was built to old metrics and that sort of stuff. So they will be working on the Redeemer. As far as I'm aware, it's low priority. So probably might see it at the end of 2018 redone. Do you foresee an issue regarding orgs doubling their numbers by arranging to have ships stolen on purpose and later collecting them via org expansion? So I think CIG will be aware that some people are going to do that. There's definitely going to be insurance fraud in game. I'm not sure exactly how they're going to deal with it, but there will be some way that is prevented, or really fucking high risk if you get caught. Maybe you literally lose your lifetime insurance ship. I mean, that would be fucking awful, wouldn't it? And so there'll be stuff done to try and prevent orgs doing that, and people just doing that in general. What would you choose for info running? Raven or Herald? Herald for info running, 100%. The Raven's probably going to be great infiltrator, scout, light interdictor. Probably going to be really useful in battles where you want to run in EMP stuff, but it's not going to be a straight up one-on-one fighter. It's not an info runner in the same way that the Herald is super geared at info running. Did you know that Hull C went down in price to $200? Do you know if the Hull C... I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens with the sale in November. So there's going to be a big ship sale, almost certainly, in the November live stream. So be aware of that. Oh, MJ, feel free to message me afterwards. We can go over some questions. I can go over some suggestions with questions for you for your Foundry 42 Frankfurt tour. But the idea is you'll go around and see all the disciplines and everyone working in the office. They'll show you loads of stuff that you want you to see, and you'll talk to a load of random people that are developing parts of the game, and you'll be able to ask free-form questions, or at least in the UK studios, that's what you can ask. So I would come up with a big list of questions. If I'm meeting someone from animation, these are the sort of questions I can ask them. So I'd have all avenues, and then listen to what they've got for their presentation, ask questions on that, and then ask specific questions for each of the disciplines. But we can talk about that if you want some help, because that'd be cool. Any ideas on the Carrack's release date? 2018. Expect all those big ships almost certainly to be flyable in 2018. It's going to be the year of the ships. All hell aboard. Thank you very much, Sample My Bacon. That sounds quite sexy as a name. When are they going to place the foundations for this game down? We've been told on multiple occasions that they've had to rebuild X, Y, and Z. When does this stop? Well, they're always going to update ships and stuff, just not to the scale they've been doing it. 3.0 represents the end of the mass reworks. Certainly no more like mass engine reworks or anything like that. Everything now is built upon that. So you're not going to get the reiterated item system 2.0. You're not going to get reworked object containers. They're adding on now. So you have to smash stuff down and rebuild it. But yeah, previous to now, previous to 3.0, you're totally right. They have reworked stuff a billion fucking times. No, so the mechanic for armor has not been dropped. We will see some stuff on it in the future. It's very much part of the game still for ships. There's going to be armoured hulls and things. Do you think the Orion will be out in 2018? Yes, I actually do. I'm not sure if... I don't think it will be out for 3.1 with the mining mechanics, but I do think it will be out in 2018. Do you think the Aquila will be flyable in 3.0 straight away? Yes, it will be flyable in 3.0, and it's been reworked. When will CIG let me work on the netcode? I don't know. I think that is the subsumption and netcode are the two major priorities now for them. When I get a cook, we're doing this. I will get another camera for downstairs, and then we'll cook. We'll start cooking and shit. We can just talk about Star Citizen while I cook, I suppose. Do some Big Benny's noodles and some easily prepared, semi-healthy food that's in-game. Like binging with Babish, but binging with citizens. Orion 2018 event. It's not confirmed, but that's what I expect. Do you think they will drop 3.0 to PTU before 2018? Yes. I think we'll go to first wave PTU relatively soon. I say relatively soon. 5-6 weeks. My expectation. Do you think they will... No, that's what I just read. The Hull E requires 3 crew minimum. Okay, you can run the ships with less than their minimum crew. It's just not recommended. I think the minimum crew is all of the major gameplay seats. So, if it was a mining ship, it would be the pilot, the drill guy, and the cargo operator, whatever. And then half of the turrets manned on board. I think that's the minimum crew. So you can run it with less. You can run it with 1. It will just be incredibly fucking inefficient. Will there be growable beards for both male and female? Well, obviously, they have to. It's, beards are fluid now. Will you be playing Star Citizen today? I will be. Probably not on stream. Because when I'm done here, I'm going to eat. Oh, Troy. I fucking love you. I love that question. How do people donate ships to your channel? I love that question. If you email me at rich@boredgamer.co.uk, we can talk there. Thank you. It's very fucking appreciated. There's my email and stuff down below as well. But yeah, so the idea for the channel now is I'm gonna be doing Star Citizen content for at least 5 years, if not 10. I love Star Citizen. I do want all of the ships probably pretty much in game. I'm thinking now. It's going to be expensive, though, isn't it? I see a few CIG devs are sporting the egghead look. Also, did BoredGamer start a new trend? A new trend. It's the new trendy way of saying trend. Yeah, obviously. How do people donate ships to channel? That's what we just read. Will there be any kind of ship organisation allowing autopilot informations? Possibly. I mean, NPCs are going to be flying in wings and stuff. It's not that hard to actually fly in a formation. I was able to do it within like 15 minutes of flying with other people from Star Citizen UK. It's cool. It's easy. So possibly some autopilot stuff. I think they're going to be able to do quantum jump linking as well. So when like your leader jumps, everyone else will jump around them. So quite possibly. I missed me at CitizenCon 2 is the problem. I wasn't able to go. Yeah, I'm not sure when the next I'm not sure where the next CitizenCon is going to be. There will be another one in Manchester at some point, almost certainly. Yeah, I'll definitely be there. When do you think the Reclaimer will be good income? I don't know what you mean by that. When the game's launched, none of the ships are going to be good income until the game's launched. The Reclaimer is my favourite ship, though, and I think it's going to be fucking amazing. So, obviously, we're showing Procedural Cities here. They're working on Procedural Cities to continue to develop them. Each of the planets each of the planets will have their own semi-unique set of cities. So they might change shaders, they might change modules around. With the outposts, with all of that sort of stuff, and the modular space stations, they're all part of the same set. They keep on increasing the amount of things that procedural data set uses. So they're adding more and more types of building, more and more types of structure, getting them to look better and better on top of each other, and just adding more features, more details, more content to that. And with that, you get huge amounts more diversity and better looking cities. So what we've seen here is but a fraction of the stuff we're going to see in the near future. Do you remember the difference between the first look at Procedural Planets and then the CitizenCon demo of Procedural Planets? It was like night and day. Expect similar things. What's the largest ship that can dock in a Polaris? I don't know at the moment. So stuff like that, we don't actually know until the ship is physically built out. Both the Polaris and the ship to dock in it. I think they said it was like the Sabre or something. But you potentially could get like a Warden or something in there when we actually see it built out, because they might increase in size. We don't know the exact metrics of the inner hangar bay or anything like that. I think that the beta of Star Citizen is going to be late 2019, although that is optimistic of me. There will be management systems for your members borrowing ships, like org hangars and stuff like that. We don't know how that's going to exactly work yet, but there will be some way of doing that. You cannot have some food. No, you have to starve. Do you feel it's wrong from some orgs to be asking members to donate real money for ships or ships themselves? I mean, like, they can ask. If they're forcing people to do it, yeah, that's wrong. If they're saying, so it depends on what context that is. If they're saying, guys, we're gonna be buying a javelin together, and if anyone wants to donate towards it, they can. That's fine. Saying, oh, you can't be in the org unless you donate to the javelin, that's not fine. But again, I wouldn't join that org, so. I'm not learning Xi'an at the moment. I will look at Xi'an. I will understand some things of saying in Xi'an, but I'm not going to learn. I'm dyslexic. I'm not very good with languages. I want to learn German first, realistically. I'll have a basic understanding of all of the languages so that I can talk about it on my channel with a little bit of knowledge. But I'm not going to be Brian Watkins. Brian Watkins. I'm not going to be Klingon knowledge levels. I'm not going to be able to speak it properly. What would be a good time to buy a ship and get into the game? Wait for 3.0. At the moment, your Star Citizen isn't really a playable sit down and play for hours and hours game like something like Destiny or Eve or Elite Dangerous is. They're fleshed out games. They're there for sitting down, playing, full gaming experience. But Star Citizen, yeah, it's great, but you have to be wanting to be involved with the project. You want to have to test, give feedback, be part of the community. And if you're like, should I play now or wait? Wait. Wait for 3.0 updates and then see if it's something you want to jump into. But again, it's only going to be mainly for testing. There's going to be some cool stuff to see. Just buy like a starter package as well, like $45 starter package. The CitizenCon demo showed a quantum jump taking 8 minutes between Area 18 and Hurston. How do you expect this to enhance gameplay? So, in single-seater craft, you're still going to be able to use your mobi-glass, you're still going to do stuff like that. But obviously, longer range craft are going to have larger areas, and you're going to be able to walk around and like, watch the news on the TV, and do admin, do stuff in your cargo bay, repair parts of your ship. that sort of stuff. There'll be gameplay for that. Do you think everyone's units will be reset in 3.0? Alpha UEC and Alpha UEC purchases will be reset between patches. Alpha UEC is fantastic. Will the Pioneer have enough fuel to get to the furthest planets? Should do. Probably. I think in some cases you might have to take a Starfarer with you. It'll be able to farm fuel for you on the way. Will the Sol system eventually be in-game or playable? That's the expectation. Yes, we don't know if something happens to it in Squadron 42. But yeah, it should be. Will all... What would be your predicted release date for the Hull C? 2018. Mid-2018, probably. As flyable. Will all ships have the same warp travel speed? I think some are going to be more efficient. Some are going to be able to jump further. They've talked about it being 0.2 speed of light. It's potentially some ships might be faster than warp. I don't know. While quantum jumping, will it run in autopilot? And can we walk around our ship? You can walk around your ship. That's the intention there. Do you think we will be able to get apartments at places like Arcot? Yes. I think almost certainly think we will be able to rent and buy apartments and share apartments and get org places on these city planets as well. You can build bases as well, but I think that you'll be able to rent these apartments and hangars and things like that as well. They started building mechanics for them a couple of years ago, and I'm not sure what's happened with them. I mean, lots of the mundane jobs will be handled by NPCs, which they have as their job. You can kind of semi-roleplay doing something like Shopkeeper Chef, Big Benny's thing, Big Benny's Merchant, or whatever. I don't think they're going to be... There'll probably be some that are player-enforced ones that you can do, possibly even shopkeeper stuff, like a Banner Merchant, I suppose, is a flying shop. But I don't think you'll be able to like pick up a job as a cleaner, as an enforced contract. Maybe you can go... Maybe some people will put for Idris for role players, and we need cleaners, and that would be an enforced contract that you have to literally walk around the ship and clean shit. Starting from 2018, we should see quarterly updates. We'll see an update to the schedule report and Squadron 42 staff and all that sort of jazz, and the new way of them doing the roadmaps, almost certainly in the December holiday streams. So just before Christmas, that's when there's going to be the new roadmaps and all that sort of stuff. And we'll see Squadron 42 appear there as well. What would be a good ship to add to my Cutlass Black in order to compete, to be competent at dogfighting? I mean, the Gladius now is pretty fucking good. The Buccaneers are really cheap, good ship that's supposed to work with the Cutlass. They're solid dogfighters. Being competent at dogfighting literally requires practice. To compete at them requires the ships. So it won't help your competence. You just have to practice. When do you think Star Citizen will stop with the Alpha UEC? Probably towards beta. Into beta. Thank you very much. No food for you. Jeff, technically, I love these fucking questions. How can I support you best? You're fucking legends. Thank you very much. Patreons will get... If you desperately want emotes for Twitch, then go for Twitch. If you want more random things from me, like specialist videos and stuff...
Not really an anniversary, more like a menses-versary. Silly misnomer, but woo, 4 months.
You're a misnomer!
Thanks for working
hard. Oh, thank you so much for the sub. Thank you. I've been streaming for almost a year now. Fuck. Insane. Thank you. Thank you very much. The Patreon probably helps me out technically more, but it's literally your preference. From Patreons as well, I've got my own referral randomizer now, which is all Patreons. So when you click on my links, which is there will be one of the Patreons that will get the recruitment referral now, because I've almost got 2,000 referrals. So fuck it. And Patreons will get like behind the scenes videos and stuff like that as well. Do you think we'll ever have the ability to make bespoke ship packs? Possibly. Wait until we see the new ship packages and that sort of stuff at the this month's anniversary sale. I think that at the bottom of the pages on the Star Citizen store now it says for other packages contact CS, so you might be able to make your own custom packages in the near future, maybe. I don't know. Games inside the game. Will we have networks and server services that can be hacked via fictional interface and or in-game tech? There's going to be hacking in-game. There's going to be e-war in-game. So yeah. No Shian in my channel! John Cornetto, I don't understand any of these words yet. Will job-related missions have some payout, or will security type pay higher? I don't know. That will be balanced. It'll be different. I expect it's irrelevant which ones will have higher pay. Like it's. I quite enjoy Destiny 2, but I don't mind certain game loops. I like grinding numbers, like Diablo 3, I like grinding gear for numbers. Destiny 2, I'm power level 297, and I haven't done the raid yet. Because I was just grinding. Do you think there might be several levels of quantum speeds? There's potentially going to be several levels of quantum speeds. At the moment, there's just one, but there's potential for them always to be multiple. Will feature creep ever stop? Yeah, so the last of the great feature creep, realistically, was procedurally generated planets becoming and cities before the game was released. That was the major feature creep. And yeah, the feature creep's kind of ended. You'll see supporting systems that they talk about. I mean, it's just procedural planets, really, that were the last of the feature creep. But the game's been beyond 3.1, 3.2 and everything. It's all still being worked on, even when they were doing procedural planets and 3.0 and stuff. Any words on the date and the anniversary sale? I'm expecting like November... it's between like November 18th and November 18th and November 25th, I suspect. Do you think if you're a public enemy, you would show up on things like TV? Yeah, potentially. I mean, that's what they want to use the render detection stuff for. There was going to be news. There's going to be stock markets. There's going to be that sort of stuff tangibly, visibly in game, and like you're going to be able to have all these different mods and apps on your mobiGlass. So you're going to be able to go like, do cool stuff like, oh, who's on Chrome Watch? Who's there's a pirate here that's at large who's a player. Well, I'm not sure if it would say if he was a player, but you'd probably be able to tell by his name. And you go, oh, if I kill him, he's worth a load of money, and you see him in the verse or whatever. But yeah, you'll definitely see. They definitely have TVs. They definitely have news in game. Would you please ask the group if they've ever heard of a game from the mid-90s called Sundog? I've not heard of Sundog. I can't find much information about VR integration. Do you know anything about it? Yes, VR integration is going to be worked on. We don't know much about it. They are keeping it in mind though as they build the game. So expect it in Squadron 42 first. We don't know much about any dates or anything for it, unfortunately. Money sinks, taxes. Yeah. There's going to be lots of money sinks in games. Storing of ships, NPCs, fuel, ammo, all the sorts of shit. Repairs. I mean, it uses some of the parts of 2.6 still, but it's, I mean, the gameplay area is entirely rebuilt. It still uses some of the blocks from that. It's effectively a new game, although it's going to look partly similar. Hi, Bored. Thanks for all the great work you're doing with the community. Obviously, some planets have large bodies of water and oceans. Will there be underwater exploration at some point? They've said that's something they want to do. I'm expecting to see submarines and things. They've got fully simulated waves and stuff in game. I assume that's actually generated by gravity and things in orbit as well, possibly if they've got full wave simulation. Yeah, I'm expecting underwater exploration at some point. Some of the lore talks about underwater caves and stuff. So yeah, probably at some point. Don't expect it in the near future though. So if some ships are faster to jump, then can we expect to see a logistical ship that unites all the ships jumping at once? I think that there's just going to be quantum linking in general. You can say, jump when that ship jumps. Will assassinating important NPCs like militaries or politicians affect the gameplay? Yes, that will be possible, apparently. So you will be able to assassinate things, that will be on the news, that will affect the game. What professions are we expecting in the early 3.x revs? Yeah, mining, Then salvage, obviously we're going to have trade in 3.0, and we technically will have piracy and bounty hunting in 3.0. Obviously they're going to get more and more fleshed out as the patches go ahead. But yeah, expect mining, and then salvage, and then repair. Mining first. I'm not sure if salvage or repair is going to come first after that, and then medical. All that sort of stuff pretty quick. I'm assuming we'll get all of that in 2018 as well. I don't think that the Saber Raven's going to be offered to everyone. I think it is genuinely exclusive to those Octane drives and to Intel. Do you know if the Idris will be in 3.0? No, it is not going to be in 3.0. It's not a flight-ready ship in 3.0. Will you do any org spotlights for any bounty hunter guilds soon? I will do them for bounty hunter guilds. I want to cover all possible potential gameplay in 3.0 in the short term. That's the plan for the organisation spotlights. And then we'll expand from that. So I'll do an org based on all of that. And we will look at loads of orgs over a period of time. I'll also list them and stuff when the new website's done. For some orgs, I might do like a quick little bam. When you said you went to visit Foundry 42, that you saw... Yeah, so the game changer ship that I was talking about was the Pioneer. There are more ships that are both combat and non-combat, I suppose, that I'm semi-aware of, that are coming between now, or I suppose probably the November live stream, possibly, and like March. We know that there's going to be another Tumbril vehicle before the end of the year. So that's probably what they've got in the November stream. What else do we know that's coming out? I don't think we know anything else that's 100% been confirmed for the end of the year yet. They've talked about tracked vehicles. They've talked about tanks. They will be coming at some point. Potentially, they've got the potential to have boats. Potential to have mine layers. They've talked about mine layers now. Ground salvage shit stuff. Potential to have space station building things, although they haven't confirmed whether that's going to be in the game. But I'm expecting that. Expect to see proper... There's definitely slots for certain types of combat ship as well. I can't say ship. Yeah. When I say ship, after YouTube goes through and auto-translates and puts a script in, because it basically listens to everything and then scripts it, it thinks I say shit as the word ship, and it gets confused. And then it demonetizes Modi. It's good. Fuck you. Now, how do you like that for demonetization? Was it 3.0 or 3.1 you can rent and buy ships with Alpha UVC? 3.1 is going to be able to buy ships with Alpha UVC. Will we be able to play card games in the game? I think that is the intention. There might be some physics games. We saw them make like a little basketball-y game. So yeah, there'll be physics games. I'm hoping there's going to be enforceable card games. There will probably be some cool stuff that you can do on the Moby Glass. So like play Hearthstone, a Star Citizen version of Hearthstone on your Moby Glass. But I'd like to be able to play card games in-game, poker and stuff, that's enforceable somehow. I think that's cool. Obviously, some planets have large bodies of water and oceans. Will there be underwater exploration? We talked about that, probably. Considering the CID issue with ship-to-ship docking, do you think the Endeavour will keep its mechanic, with the Explorer being able to detach from the rest? Yes. I do. Do you think the YouTube gaming/streaming service will grow and offer viable alternative to Twitch and other lesser-known stream services? YouTube is certainly a good alternative to Twitch. YouTube gaming is odd. I don't understand why they don't just integrate YouTube gaming fully into YouTube. It's an odd thing to me. Like, for example, you can sponsor me in the same way that you can sponsor YouTubers in the same way that you get Twitch subs on YouTube gaming, but you can't do it through normal YouTube. It's fucking stupid. Just put it on my normal YouTube fucking link. Just fucking give me money. Sorry. that's my... If you want to help... If YouTube want to help content creators and they want to add that, don't add it in very odd, unique places. Just... So I've got lots of odd little gripes with YouTube. At the same time, I've got odd gripes with Twitch. Do you think the Freelancer will be reworked? Yeah. Not in the same way the Cutlass was, though. After mining, do you think CIG plan to add Oh, yes, salvage, and then repair and medical. That's my expectation. Yeah, new concept. I suspect it's going to be a ground vehicle, possibly tracked. New tumble tracked ground vehicle, tanky thing maybe, something like that. I bought an Aurora package originally, upgraded to a Cutlass, and it still says I own Aurora. Inside the package, it probably says Cutlass Black. Or you might not have applied the upgrade from your hangar to that package. How do I join your Discord board? I can see your Discord board. Let me fucking open this bad boy up. And click on General, and Instant Invites. There you go, buddy. Do you think the home mouse will become more prevalent with new interaction systems? Yes. I think it's going to be quicker to mess around with. But you're still going to need a mouse and keyboard to play in your A. Obviously, people will use HOTAS and home mouse and stuff like that as well. But what's the biggest ship that I own? It will be the Javelin when I get enough recruits. The Orion? Probably the Orion. Orion's over 200 meters long, isn't it? Or do you have a Pioneer? What about bounty hunting? What about it? Bounty hunting will be in game in 3.0, although it's not going to be proper bounty hunting. It's just going to be like semi-bounty hunting. That will probably be in for 3.1, I suspect, actually, with a more robust, evolved reputation and criminality system. Will 3.0 have all the planets and systems mapped so you can scan resources? No, 3.0 won't. 3.0 won't. No, you can't have my beard. It's itchy, but you can't have it. I understand how NPCs will function within a given smaller grid. Oh no. Fuck. Ah! Lost the question. I understand how NPCs will function within a given smaller grid like a ship, but how do you predict how they act when changing grids? I don't know enough about the way they're doing subsumption. With the new Mustang update, will they get rid of the hatch? It's just one entry point now. One entry point into all of the Mustangs, according to Matt Sherman. Now that the Pioneer is out, do any ships matter? Yes. If I steal a ship and fly it to the moon planet and land it in a place crater and log out there, will it still have to... Yes, in 3.0, yeah, there is that form of persistence, where when you log in and log out, your stuff stays there. It will log out with you, though, effectively. When you log back in, it will log in with you. Since base building is now a thing, would that apply to city planets also? I don't think you'll be able to build on city planets in the same way. The Pioneer is going to be useful on non-fully built cities. You'll probably be able to buy buildings and apartments and stuff on city planets, though. Bored, in the current state of Avocado, do you search for specific bugs, or are they having you do free play and seeing what bugs come up? Typically, in Evocati, there is a focus between each patch. So they'll say, we are looking at this thing, we're looking at this thing, we're looking at this thing, these are the known issues. Test shopping and cargo. So the current spate is shopping, cargo, and trade. That's what the main thing, and the core gameplay loops. I mean, Osaurus org. Osaurus is org. Osaurus is org for piracy. Will you? Wow, will you all pay tax rent on a weekly basis to be protected? Wow, that sounds like fighting words, mate. Caterpillar modules. Is there anything on the schedule about new ones? No. There's a lot of the modular stuff that's not in game yet needs to be done soon, doesn't it? I'm suspecting we'll see a lot of that in 2018, but I don't know exactly. The Caterpillar, the modules make it. We don't know anything fucking about them. And there's loads of those modules that need to be added to game in general for loads of stuff. I don't think we're... Well, maybe we will see. So the Titan suits that we will have in game at some points, that potentially will go on concept sale, I suppose, as well. And they are very heavy suits of armor or incredibly light mechs, I suppose. Interesting to see what they've actually come up with them. Potentially see hover tanks. Would you say that Star Citizen is more of a simulation or an action game? It's a little bit of both. It's kind of borrowing from loads of different genres. It is a space sim, but it's moving in more into a action and economy simulation game as well. There's lots of stuff going on there. If you drive your Aurora inside my Orion, do you think it's possible to make egghead babies? Oh, Delta 6. How can I get my org advertised by you? Drop your org in my Discord channel in the organisation spotlight section. If anyone wants to put their orgs there, I will check them all out at some point. Or, and more likely, I will check some of them out and have my mods check a load of them out as well. And have stuff recommended that is useful for 3.0. So I'm looking at 3.0 at the moment, trying to get players into their orgs for gameplay for 3.0 is the idea. I realised I never asked you, are you a Scouser? No, I'm from the south. I'm a Southern Fairy, I think we're called. I'm from Southampton. I'm pretty much as far south as you can get in the UK. I have an odd accent though, I've been told. Like Hampshire, a little bit more like that sometimes. But I don't know why I talk like the way I do. Can a rover fit inside the Freelancer Dirt? I don't believe so. Although we won't know if certain things can fit into them until they're fully built out. Any news about a method to tell direction or heading while planetside? Yes, you are going to have a fully scalable in and out map on your Moby Glass. I'm not sure if that is in for 3.0 though. But your Moby Glass will act as a compassy thing as well, or as a mini map. Will planets get terraforms, have flora and fauna similar to Earth? There will be pre-terraformed planets in game. I don't think there's any form of way of terraforming a planet that's not going to be part of like a story or like an arc or like, oh, this planet's been terraformed in this latest patch or anything like that. But they'll have varying flora and fauna would be my expectation. Some of them may be similar to Earth. I think Terra is similar to Earth. Mustang rework. I'll show you again with the Mustang rework stuff. Estoparu. So it's going to have landing gear. This is the look of the Mustang rework. It's looking a lot sexier. I'm thinking once we have 3.0 in our hands, we'll have a look at the Aurora rework as well. But I'm thinking the Mustang is a really fucking good choice now. Like they're starting to look quite sexy. Thank you very much, by the way, KW0311. I appreciate the support you always fucking give me. You always donate, you always ask questions. Thank you. Very much appreciated. If I had to have sex with one of the alien women species of Star Citizen, which would it be and why? I think the Tavaran are the sexiest out of the ones that aren't human. Although I'd like to see the Kurthak. The Kurthak sound like they're made of tentacles. I'm not really into that form of anime. Do you feel like there's a specific part of the game that's being way overhyped? I mean, Star Citizen at the moment for a lot of people is very hopes and dreamy. Like you fantasize about all that stuff because we don't have it in our hands, and that's all we can do about it. So a lot of the game is being overhyped in certain areas, definitely. The value of ships certainly, and things like that. So. Yeah, I think that overhype might be occurring in lots of things. I mean, the procedural cities and stuff, probably not, because they're fucking cool and they work. But yeah, they're almost certainly going to be overhyped in lots of areas. But we don't know until it actually comes into our hands, though, whether it was overhyped or not. How can I get my hands on a 480 gig Intel Optane? Depends where you are in the world, Stanis. Newegg for the UK, overclockers and scan. If after shooting someone in-game and frisking them for loot, will the police be called for inappropriate touching? I don't think so. They might get called for inappropriate killing. You're going to be able to fully loot people as well. When do you think CIG will add water droplets and other effects for hitting the windscreens? Oh, yeah. So I think they're probably there actually already. We just haven't seen. We've seen the stuff with snow and dust and stuff that they've done, and they can have it on your screen as well. So I just haven't seen actual rain be done like that yet. It's a good question. But I suspect we will see rainstorms in the very near future. Will there be a through... Will there be a see-through bonnet for bigger ships like the Banner Merchantman so you don't squish humans? Oh, so there might be belly cameras. They've got the render detection stuff. On some ships, you might have a camera on the belly to be able to help landing, quite potentially, but to not crush things or crash into things. I've joined an org, but their activity is so minimal right now, it makes it hard to play. You said you're running an org as Star Citizen. Could use more miners. We will talk about my org properly in a few weeks' time. Feel free to join my Discord. An org spotlight as well will help you find an org that's appropriate for you. I will do one properly on my org as well. So, when do you think Star? We already talked about that. If there is a specific part of the game that's being way overhyped, will your ships ever get internal navigation rather than being? Will your ships get an internal navigation rather than navigating from your arm? I don't understand. Sorry. Oh, Vandal women eat their mates. We don't see Vandal women and children, do we? With the separate instances on server, how would it work? How would it work if you are in your outpost defending it and someone else comes to destroy it on another instance? So the idea is that there's not going to be any other instances. That's the idea. They will just all be on one server. I think CIG watch my videos. Yeah, I think a lot of the stuff they do. Right, so it's high quality content. So if you answered this, will it be possible to earn Raven in game? I think it's going to be exclusive. You'll definitely be able to buy it off other players. It's potentially you're about to have them commissioned in game, but I don't know. I think it sounded like it was exclusive. No. So on they've been updated price wise. The Obtain drives, you can get them on overclockers.co.uk and scan.co.uk for like the 480 gig ones for 600 quid, I think. Thanks, Bob. I will take your Aurora LX out of your cold dead fingers then. Thank you. Appreciate it. As long as you're giving me permission. When will night vision and thermal vision come into play? Oh, that's a good point. I mean, it will almost certainly be in game. Thermal vision and night vision and that sort of stuff. I don't know when. I don't know. Probably quite soon, actually. Which sci-fi film series would you most like CIG to steal content for? Oh. I don't know. I like them just doing a little bit of everything. There's loads of references to stuff in there. It's obviously influenced by everything. It's going to be updated today, the amount of blockers there are for the current build. There was 17 last week for the trade and cargo and shopping experience stuff before they move on to what I'm assuming is going to be subsumption AI and missions. I'm not sure if you're going to have NPC crew mutinying. It's something I know that they were certainly looking at or talking about. But they'll certainly be going to get pissed off and stuff. So I don't know exactly how NPC crewmen are 100% going to work yet. Given how well the Intel partnership was received, would you be open to other sponsorship deals for major brands in game? Yeah. I think it's a good idea. I like the idea. I don't mind if fucking Coca-Cola or McDonald's do ads in game, as long as they've done it in law. As long as it adds to the flavour of the universe, they can do both revenue for CIG and make the game more flavourful. Great idea. Why the fuck not? I don't think the Hull beat is in 3.0, but the Hull beat isn't in 3.0. They want to put caves in there, so they almost certainly will have caves in there. I'm not sure about underground cities. Oh, yeah, of course they'll have underground cities. I mean, technically, Delamar, Levski's underground. You currently use your star map on your arm for 3.0, correct? Or can you navigate systems via ship computer? You'll probably be able to have maps and navigation through ship's computers, and you'll probably be able to have maps and navigation displayed onto your helmet HUD. For like the Explorer suit and stuff like that as well. Is 3.0 better optimized than the current version? We won't know until it's in our hands. literally, because they could put out a patch that fucking reduces that, but there is a lot of optimizations and performance gains that 3.0 offers. Significant compared to what we currently have. And whether or not that's actually real gains when we actually get it in a live build is a different story, but it should be, yes. Player-to-player trading will be allowed, just not in 3.0. Yes, I'll be doing videos introducing orgs. That's what Org Spotlight's about. No. The Pioneer won't be in-game for a while. It certainly won't be in-game in 3.0 or 3.1. Player moves around in space. Would that use up the ship's fuel, or is it infinite? I think that uses up fuel, or at least the boosty fuel of it. There'll be a limited range because you'll be limited by the very least oxygen. Your oxygen will run out before your fuel does, probably. Has CIG confirmed a modular/mod system for weapons? You are going to be able to upgrade components and weapons and things with extra components in some situations. Will the Pioneer be able to be bought in-game once the game is released? Yes. Yes. The Saber Raven, however, probably not unless you buy it off another player. Will there be monsters like necromorphs from Dead Space in the future? Almost certainly. They've talked about having xenomorphs and odd aliens and things and encounters, so probably. Will you be able to add permanent pins on your map? So you're going to be able to... Thank you very much for the cheer. Fucking love you. Oh, I can't pronounce your name today. Coralie and Mac. Thank you for that stuff. Fucking love you. Appreciate it. You're going to be able to drop nav beacons in game, which at the moment effectively are little missile things. Or we drop them, and they require maintenance every so often. You have to change the power, but they will save a location for you that you can quantum travel to. They can be hacked by other people, so they can use them. They can be destroyed by other people as well. And effectively, I think they can be scanned down because of that. But more likely, people will hack them and use them to ambush you. Or just to use your travel points. So you can certainly do that. I suspect you can also pin locations as well, but I don't know if you'll be able to quantum travel to them. The pinned locations. Seeing as pets are a push-go, would we also see companions? Well, you'll probably see NPC companions. We'll see pets as well. I don't know if we'll see, odd companions. I suppose that would be under pets. We could see droids and things. They try and stay away from droids and AI in that sort of sense, though. Do you think the Reclaimer will go up in price during the anniversary sale? It is getting bigger. Potentially. I think it's more... And it's pretty much finished. If it doesn't, it will be the last time to get it at a good price. People do have $350 to chuck at a game. Well, you're insane to start with. Oh. Seeing weird wavy lines. But it is a fucking cool ship. It's my favourite ship. I love it. Do you think CIG should look into adding the Predator in-game or something like that? You might see some weird alien things like that. Will ships have internal communication systems? Probably. I mean, you're going to be able to communicate through your mobiGlas, so they'll have that anyway. They'll probably have tannoys and stuff like that. Almost certainly. Is there any info on a potential Avenger rework? They'll certainly be updated in terms of materials and possibly light modelling work, which doesn't take very long at all. But don't expect major reworks to any of the ships now, other than the ones they've already talked about. How would they regulate buying gaming... How would they regulate buying in-game currency so the game would not become pay-to-win? Well, okay, so in a similar way that EVE does Plex, is the best way I can give a comparison. EVE isn't pay-to-win in that sense. It'll be regulated. We don't know 100% how yet. The idea is that it shouldn't be pay-to-win, but does it feel pay-to-win, which is probably more important, or at least equally important. Buy so many because some people are going to feel...
Money for ships, haha.
Thank you very much. There is going to go for money for ships. I'm going to be buying one of each fucking ship, and I'll do that donation get a little bit better soon. Thank you very much. That's a lot of fucking money. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. I think I worked out that it's going to cost me like $8,000 or something in total. Get all the ships that I don't have. And we want it for the channel. because, you know, it's kind of a Star Citizen channel, isn't it, mate? Thank you very much. Really fucking appreciate it. Yeah, so regulating in-game currency is a big deal. Obviously, people are going to be gold farming for it. You'll see Chinese gold farmers. That's just in any game. So I don't know exactly how they're going to regulate it to make it fair and sensible and to make sure that people can't spend all their fucking money on it and it doesn't become addictive or anything like that. But we as a community have to help police that and have to help CIG do that. Hobbitses. Thank you very much, Neggy. Much appreciated. I fucking love your face. Fucking love your face, Marcus, as well, Nolan. Any idea when the ship sale is on and how long it will last? It will be during the November live stream. The live stream is probably going to be like the Friday, is it the 18th of November or the 25th? Let's have a look. When is... expect the November live streams to be between Friday the 17th and Friday the 24th of November. And that's when I expect to see a limited ship sale. Thank you very much for the donation, Marcus. Very much fucking appreciated. The super chat donations aren't showing in that donation, but I'll update it manually afterwards, and I'll put it so that it actually says what ships are going to be in there. Thank you very much, though, guys. Very much appreciated. But UEC is something that's definitely going to be purchasable in game after the game launches. I mean, that's one of the ways they're going to monetize the game. So in game packages and that. And I think it's not a bad idea because people are always going to be able to get money from gold sellers. If CIG regulate the currency properly, it will be able to add more flavour to the verse. You want to make sure it's not pay to win. I totally agree. And I don't really mind for people to have pay for time advantage, as long as it's not a direct correlation of advantage over me. There's going to be stuff that when you do one-on-one ship battles, yeah, there is a direct correlation to advantage, but that's not what Star Citizen's about. So I will do a video breaking it down and talking about all points of pay to win, not pay to win, time advantage, and everything, because it's an important topic, and we need to make sure that CID don't push it, because otherwise they could end up trying to overly monetize a game, but they don't need to, and it will damage the gameplay experience, and we don't want that. So I totally agree with that. Any idea if oxygen and water are going to be treated as valuable commodities? Yeah, very, very much so. I suspect that's going to be tradable commodities, and compressed oxygen and water and stuff. Yeah, Greg's and Quick Fit in game and Calgon. Washing machines live longer with Space Calgon. Yeah, the reclaimer is flyborne and internal builds, indeed. Apparently. I think that we'll see pets eventually at some point. It's a stretch goal that they're going through and they're honouring those stretch goals, which is why we had players' faces scanned in game at CitizenCon. It was one of the stretch goals. That's why we'll probably see more players' heads scanned in the game as they move forward as well. How will they regulate buying in-game currency? So the game, that's what we just looked at. Let's go back down. I'm hoping that there's going to be big game hunting as a career, that there's going to be pet capture as a career. They talked about atmospheres being different on ships. Some might kill aliens because the atmosphere is toxic to you, and you might have to have special rooms or cages or something to keep animals or other aliens alive, or different life support systems. So yeah, I do suspect there's going to be the capture of exotic aliens that you can probably have with pets. Expect pets in the system to be starting, when they start, to be like fish, to be stuff that you keep in a terrarium, rather than like a monkey that you have on your shoulder. Panel brothels, probably nay. You think we'll see jetpacks for planetary flight? I don't know. There are definitely going to be ways of surviving ejection in atmosphere at some point. I don't know exactly what it's going to be, whether it's going to be parachutes or jetpacks or boosty chairs. Thank you very much, Neggy. I love your bits! Thank you. It's very much appreciated. I do need to do, in a bit, not yet, I need to go off and do a video for the day, which will just cover lots of little bits and bobs from, like FAQ stuff from CitizenCon, some of the latest news, some of the dev tracker stuff. CIG should be releasing all that new roadmap information in the December livestream. That will include Squadron 42 Episode 1, that will be going up on there, but also Beyond 3.1. yeah, I think the party system is going to keep on getting better and better from 3.0 onwards. Will they update the Freelancer Max design, specifically the cockpit? I think they're getting some light work, the freelancers. Is CIG still planning to sell UEC in game? Yes, it's planning to regulate it. When can I log on and jump in? When I log on, I can jump to other jump points, but I can't do any quests. Choose my weapons. I don't know. I don't know, Leo King. You should be able to go to the very least go to the probe or the ICC probe to get missions from Tessa, or go in your mobile glass and click on the Covalex one, the investigator one. If that doesn't start, I don't know why. There's definitely going to be ways to help prevent hacking and counter gameplay for hacking, and like you're able to put modules into items and stuff to help prevent hacking as well, I believe. Do you think we'll have bespoke places on ships to store beacons, or will they simply take up cargo space? I think they're going to take up missile slots, but potentially just cargo space, potentially cargo space as well, or alternatively cargo space. Do you think there will be machines like AIs or astromech droids and androids and such? I think they're trying to get away from that form of things in game. You might eventually see a race of droids or sentient AI or something, maybe. But the AI is basically, as Bob said, no AI in Star Citizen. AI is bad. That kind of high level AI and that high level robot. I have a Gemini. If someone has an RSI constellation, both of us just started playing at once. If we both start with 0 job ranks, yeah, you'll have to gain reputation and stuff from the start. Both of you, you'll probably be able to do jobs more efficiently because of the ships that you've got. But you're not going to have access to more missions because of the ships. You could potentially take a data running mission with a snub fighter. You just wouldn't be able to complete the mission. See what I mean? It's not going to stop you from taking missions. Do you know when the fueling mechanic will be implemented for both scooping and ship-to-ship transfer? No, not 100%. I'm assuming for 3.1. I'm assuming that we will have that form of fuel and gas mining, but if not 3.1, then 3.2. Suspect that all to be in, hopefully, by mid-2018. Bits and cheers are ways that you give money and donations and stuff to streamers, basically. It appears on screen because whee, yay! That's what bits and cheers are. No, I don't actually know what's going to be covered in the live stream for November at all, and I will have to do a thinky think. If there's I'm not sure if there's a monthly report or not, or if they cancel the monthly report because of CitizenCon. If there's a monthly report, then I'll be able to work out what they're going to show it in November by the monthly report. I could do a comparison video of ArtCorp at some point. It's a good idea. What's your opinion on possible jobs in Star Citizen, except for miner, trader, pirate, bounty hunter? You're going to be able to do 1,000 different types of science job, loads of different types of exploration. I'm hoping for big game hunter stuff. I'm hoping for just general salvage. I mean, salvage is going to be probably one of my favourite things to do. Treasure hunting, salvage. There's loads. There's fucking loads. There's combat, escort, stuff that's all on foot. You could be security guards. Lots and lots of stuff. Jeez. It's all good all-rounder ship that you'd recommend to experience a wide set of professions. Avenger Titan at the low end, $50 ship. It's like what $20 upgrade or something from your starter package. That will give you a huge range of stuff to do. Up from there, possibly the Cutlass Black. I love your capital ships video. Still watch it to this day. Do you think you'll be able to do a second capital ship video? Yes, of course. I'll be doing loads of videos. Everything Star Citizen will be going on my channel. And some collaborations between me and Noobfire and some of the other guys as well in the future. Bored, I can't buy back ships with store credit. Oh, you get 1 store credit buyback every 3 months. So you have to wait until the next reset, in fact. If we could buy another one back. Do you know when CIG will release? Then I've already said. In December. Will there be a sale? Yes, there'll be the big ship sale of the year in November, the anniversary live stream. That's typically when they do it anyway. What main features do you expect will come in the first quarterly patch after 3.0? The ability to buy ships, mining, expanded biomes, more play areas, so more actual planets, significant performance gains with networking and object container streaming. There's quite a lot actually. It's sort of almost ready for 3.0, but obviously omitted. But that should make it into the first major quarterly patch. Thank you very much. Thank you for all the fucking kind words. Thank you for all the donations and the bits and shit as well. It's much appreciated. How did you develop such a marvelous accent? I don't know. I just did. Elocution? Lots of friends from lots of different nationalities and all over the UK. How do you think it will take? How long do you think it will take to get procedural interiors to work in conjunction with procedural cities? I think it sort of works now. I think to the way that's polished and looking good and not stupid, and it also needs to work with AI, subsumption, the mission system, the economy stuff, and schedules. That's going to be a while. It's going to be AI subsumption that takes them the longest amount of time, I think. That's a lot of stuff tied to that with missions and all that sort of stuff. So, for it to be working well, we'll probably see something better in later this month, to be honest. But 2019 sort of thing. I think that's the sort of stuff they get ready just before beta. Regarding the survival mechanics of the game, do we need to cut down trees and harvest wood? Oh, fucking, I hope not. Ugh. Do you think the banning Merchman, Orion, and Base Endeavour ships are costing more than 350 in the future? Yes, I think they'll go up when they're flyable by probably quite a lot. Will we eventually be able to make a character that isn't human? Yes, after release they want to add in some of the other races to be able to be played. I suspect we'll have Tavaran, Banu, and possibly Xi'an to start with. Or at least Tavaran and Banu after release. And then Xi'an, then Kurthak. Maybe even Vandal eventually. Maybe. How will CIG prevent hacking of Star Citizen? Don't 100% know. I'm hoping they do something similar to Overwatch as well for hackers, like they do with CSGO. So they have the Overwatch system in CSGO where you can report people for hacking. If people receive enough reports or their numbers appear that they could be cheating, that video gets sent to a few people with the Overwatch. You don't see the player's name, you see them as called the suspect. And they watch the video back of where they've been reported. It shows you a small amount of time between. You watch this whole video that's like 5 minutes long, or I think it's like 3 minutes long, and they were reported within that 3-minute window either side, and you have to see if there's any sufficient evidence beyond all doubt that they are using a form of hack. And there's lots of different hacks that it lists, such as wall hacking, aimbots, assisted scripts, so that's people bunny hopping, because you can't bunny hop in CSGO, not properly, but you can with a script. It allows you to do this jumping, and griefing is the other one, and you could send that to Overwatch players, and literally it would appear in engine, so people that are playing Star Marine or whatever, they could go, oh, got an Overwatch message, pink, cool, that guy, insufficient evidence to say anything, oh, that guy was just having a really good day, oh, this guy is clearly griefing, drawing penises on everyone and ramming people's ships, griefing, reported for griefing, cool, or this guy, oh, clearly wall hacking. That sort of stuff. I'm really excited for 3.0 because it's a load of content I can do. There's a billion things that I want to do. What did G say? Yes, G. G is one of my mates. Are you not a mod, G? I'll make G a mod in a minute. You are a mod. That's good. He is a mod. That's fine. You get confused on your ship, G. Do you not know where anything is? When is the rework for the 300 series? It's being reworked at the moment, I believe. Avengers is going to be cheaper than the 300 series. The 300 series is going to be more luxury. I will probably be So I say alt-tabbed. I will be on my other screen doing stuff on Google and other stuff in like 8-minute gap doing Quantum Drive. I'm okay without the full immersion of the game. I'm not a super immersive person. I want to be doing multiple things. I'm very multitasky. Need to be doing lots of stuff. And with all the Hang of Flair from your past be Bible in game, I believe so. Yes, most certainly. Picard. I love Picard. Although I do love Shatner as well, but. What ratio fuel to UEC? I don't know, but it will be balanced and balanced and balanced. For the anniversary sale, I'll buy an Endeavour. I don't know what to melt for it. My freelancer, almost 600i. Oh, I'd melt my. If it was me, I'd melt the freelancer for it. Like the 600i is cool. I know Nubifier hates it because it's like semi-useless, but I think it's a okay multi-role ship that's also a status symbol, and it's just sort of like luxurious. It's a cool ship. Why do you think CIG didn't give us plebs Gamescom Daymar demo while we wait for 3.0? I don't know. I would have liked that. I don't know. Will the game become flyable before salvage enters the game? Ooh, it's a good point. Quite possibly. You want to go to, if you want another website for buying Star Citizen ships besides the official one and eBay, Star Citizen, Reddit/r/Star Citizen _trades. I'd suggest buying from a known shop from there. Read everything about it though, because you are lightly at risk. The grey market can be collapsed by CIG at any time. Black market trades can literally be deleted effectively from your account if they wanted to. And people could scam you on there. So just be very aware of what you're getting into and read and understand and make yourself safe. Have they mentioned how much detail you can edit? So you're going to be able to paint your ships, definitely. And we'll have, obviously, be able to change a load of the equipment, weapons, and all that sort of jazz that we already know about. And they've talked about some ships being able to have good amounts of customization internally. The bigger ships, you're going to be able to put, like, furniture and big vending machines and stuff in. And we don't know exactly all of the customization we're going to have, whether we're able to do the full interiors of ships. I think they'll try and do it if they can, but I don't think it's essential. We don't know exactly what form the VR is going to take for Squadron 42 or for Star Citizen yet. We know that they're keeping it in mind. I hope it's room scale VR. That'd be fucking cool. There's going to be overclocking of items in-game, which is similar to crafting. There might be some light manufacturing for ammo and weapons and stuff. We don't 100% know yet. Effectively, manufacturing is going to be done in-game, at least very much, at least by the NPCs, where iron you bring to planets that are based on missions will be used to construct things for shop stock. I may use a throttle and mouse, but I also have my keyboard nearby when I play. Yeah, I think we will see upgradable modular outposts. They've done in game. Yeah, I think that's exactly what's going to be happening. I think they will be upgradable. I don't know. Probably the reclaim will probably go up to when it's flyable, like $500 at least. Like it's a big ship now. It's a big ship. Aru. Yeah, Hangar Flare should be purchasable in game. Yeah. You don't need those crazy speeds. I mean, I don't know exactly. You don't need much data. You don't need much download and upload to play games. Very tiny amounts. They have Google in game. Potentially they'd have a search engine on a Mobiglass app. If they release the API, which they probably will at some point for the Mobiglass apps, and so players can build apps for it, almost certainly it'll be a game pretty quick. Yeah, I'm thinking that they might integrate the My Radar app into the Mobiglass, so you can see all the weather data in game. Because why not? Trade at your own risk. Thank you very much, G. G has linked the Star Citizen Trades thing there. So hangars will be fully integrated into the game at some point, as will ArcCorp and everything else like that. So they're phasing out all of those like hangar module and the ArcCorp module, and it's all going to be part of the game. So when that is in, you will be able to go to each other's hangars, but I don't believe that is in 3.0. Is there a reason to take the 600i over the Carrack? No. The Carrack is a focused explorer ship.
Buy so many spaceships.
I think it's the best
Hate
explorer
seeing
ship.
stuck progress bars. Will the ships and stuff be for giveaways on the channel?
Oh, Sendrini. So, ships and stuff is going to literally be for me for content on the channel. There is the potential, though, that we can just give them away afterwards, though, after we've done all the content for them. We will have, separate from that, giveaways on the channel. Every month we'll have a relatively big ship now, because I've realised that organisations want to donate ships to be the featured org, and that gives something back to you, and it allows me to actually have extra content. I will, once 3.0 comes out, and because the stream and the YouTube channel are getting pretty big now, thank you very much. It's fucking amazing. I get to play fucking games for a living. I get to talk about Star Citizen, which is cool. I fucking love it. We're going to start having to do giveaways. I'm not sure exactly what people would want for giveaways. That seems reasonable there. We could do a fuck ton of flair and cool little things, or we could do more medium-sized things per stream. People are more than welcome to mail me at stream@boredgamer.co.uk with suggestions for that. I like the idea of smaller things, but lots of smaller things. If people want bigger things, or they want just something that's monthly, whatever, or sub-only things, or whatever, tell me. I'll evolve that stuff. How does CIG plan on pushing the emotional bond between players and their ships? Oh, that's a good point. They do want theft and everything to mean something in Star Citizen. As they do, they want mortality. I mean, you're going to be able to have relationships with NPCs from friendships at the very least. They were a bit cagey when talking about will you be able to romance them or anything. I think that's because they don't know whether you're going to be able to romance them, and which is going to be interesting because I think people expect Mass Effect-y type gameplay in Squadron 42, which we're probably not going to have. It's going to probably be more military and combat, wing commander orientated, but more of the pretty combat I would expect, with just friendships between your NPCs. But we'll have to wait and see. You want to be, I think that to have your ship that's fully customized, insured, it will cost a lot more. Lifetime insurance, insurance of like the month insurance and stuff like that, whatever. That's just for your stock hull. That's not for all your upgrades and changes. I think that sort of insurance is going to cost a lot more money. Would you upgrade your CPU and motherboard and RAM or wait close to the PU release? Your computer's 8 years old. I would genuinely think about buying a computer on Black Friday, Cyber Monday, coming up this month. Seriously consider that. And don't look at the top end of everything. Look at mid to high for stuff. Like look for deals. I will start a thread on the Discords. It's going to be, how do I make create a channel, create a category. What is these? What are these? Are these channels or categories? Channel. These are channels. Create channel. PC builds and advice. Channels must be affiliate. Fuck you! PC build device. There we go. Instant invite. Copy. There you go. We'll discuss stuff in there. Feel free to post what you're after and all that sort of stuff in there. We use that channel, PC Build Advice, on my Discord to work out, review, and people can chuck there what they're thinking of buying, what their rigs are and stuff there. That's a great idea. Yes, I am worried about there being more ship seats than people. I realise that the org that I've got has something like 1,300 and something seats and 30 people. So yeah, I am worried about that. Although we will be able to hire NPCs, I do want more player-orientated crews. Can you speculate on how trading between people go? It'll be similar to Eve, is what I actually assume. Player enforced contracts, where you say, I'm buying this from this, and you go here to then collect it. So literally, it's like waiting for you already. More dodgy trades will be done face to face, with cargo being unloaded from a landing location or in space or whatever, which is going to be more dangerous because people will probably be able to trade more. But other contracts, I suspect, will be pre-enforced. So you go, oh, there's a contract to buy this from this planet. Buy. And I can go there and actually pick it up. And there's going to be player contracts and player missions in the future as well. It's really hard to say minimum specs for 3.0 stuff. The game should run better on lower end computers than it has done previously, though. Yeah, eBay is risky. So technically the Star Citizen trades, but if you're going to buy that and you want to use the grey market, go to a known seller. You can very, 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 very low amounts of data are needed. Like, you don't need 750 megs and 750 megs down. Like, a fraction of that. Like 20 megs down is probably more than enough, as long as you're just playing games and on one computer on that. What's the better multi-purpose ship, Freelancer or Cutlass Black? In my opinion, I love the Cutlass Black, the new Cutlass Black. That's just my opinion. Will we be able to possibly capture an intelligent life form, murder it, and eat it? Wow! I think that's probably illegal, but potentially, wow. Like some sort of weird... Jeez. What issues, dude? Will I be able to watch your stream on an Instagram? Oh my god, yeah! I think they're going to do stuff like that. Hopefully you'll be able to watch me playing in-game, doing an in-game broadcast, in-screen, Quantum Travel Live. Like I'll be watching a fight or a race or talking about news or something in-game. That'll be fucking cool. I don't believe there's teleportation in any shape or form, no. Or true cloaking, either. Oh, there is that actual VR smell-o-vision thing. I don't think it's going to be supported for Star Citizen. It's the Smellyless Rift or whatever. Do you think the Carrot will be on sale again at the concept price during the holiday live stream? Hopefully, but it will be on sale again. I suspect it will be at that price. Seeing how we saw... Procedural animation is a procedural... we're not going to see procedural dicks. They're going to want the game to appeal, unfortunately, to as low a rating as possible. So they want it to be like PG-30 or whatever the fuck it's called. As low, the more sales they can get. So having a procedural dick slider will probably put it up to an 18 rating. Or 21 rating or whatever. So no procedural dicks for you. I don't know what's up with VR and private servers. That's a good point. We'll have to wait until we actually get VR integration into the game. We'll see VR almost certainly first for Squadron 42 before we see it for Star Citizen. And then we'll see private servers a while after the actual unsubbed no procedural dicks. We'll see private servers a little while after release. And modding tools as well. They said they put modding in. Will the 20% Imperator discount coupon work for buying the Prospector War Bond? I'm not sure if you can use discount tokens on war bonds. How hard do you think it will be to find an enemy org in the verse, since the verse is going to be huge? Well, it depends how you track them down. Like, if you'll have to buy information, you have to find them. It depends. It depends how good your information finders and getters are, and how much data the enemy org have got online, and can you send someone to join them and pretend to be there, and that sort of stuff. Like, there'll be information gathering, espionage, buying information. There'll be loads of shit going on there. What's the game size? At the moment, it's 30 to 35 gigs. The expectation is to be 100 gigs at live. Potentially less than that now, actually, because of object container streaming stuff. Yes, and we will see more land-based vehicles, both tracked and otherwise. We don't know how territory and holding and taking stuff will work yet. With object container streaming, will I be able to watch your stream? Yeah, we already talked about that. That's rendered to texture and secondary viewport. That's the tech they're using for that. Will there be ship-to-ship communications? Yes. Ooh, well, Mobiglass to Mobiglass. So, yeah, there'll probably be local Mobiglass and local ship-to-ship communications as well, using the render to texture tech, or using audio and... they've talked about the potential of having view screens as well in the game, so potentially Star Trek-y. Who won the October giveaway? Let's go have a look. I think it was someone called KX. Let us... BoredGamer. Let's go and show what I'm seeing. So if you go to my Reddit ever, all the details of that sort of stuff are on there. November giveaway. I'm going to have to search for October. So the giveaway, Constellation Aquila. Winner chicken dinner. Tate X is this month's winner. Tate X, he won with the comments. The city reminded me of LA and Blade Runner. There you go. Here's a link to that. And here's a link. Oh no, fucking cock, but here's a link to our latest giveaway, and it's for a Pioneer, donated by the lovely Matadors, who have been very supporting. We also have the Matadors Org Spotlight here. They are pirates. Oh, that was a weird link. That's because it was directly YouTube-y. So yeah, the Matadors have been very supportive, but they're a pirate org in game. That's going to be polarizing to some, but it's important gameplay for 3.0 and beyond. And the orgs that we're going to be focusing on, the Org Spotlight, however often we do it, whether it's weekly or fortnightly or whatever, we'll be focusing all on different aspects of gameplay that are happening in 3.0. And then after we've done that, it'll be beyond 3.0. And then I'll occasionally do like clips of multiple orgs in a single one and stuff like that. So we'll try and get through a lot, because I think we've had like 103 or something orgs already request to be in, which is insane, but we'll look through them all, and the ones that are relevant to what I want at a particular time we'll go through first. But thank you very much, Matadors. Very much appreciated. Fucking love you guys. Do you think for the Pioneer might make griefing a bigger problem? So griefing, if it's griefing will be bannable in game. There's a difference between griefing and piracy and stealing stuff and that sort of thing, and playing the game and making money. But assume that griefing and hacking will be dealt with. You know about that large amount. You know, a large amount of Star Citizen board. How long have you been following it? Since 2013. Not that long. Not that long for me compared to some other people. End of 2013. There was no major Star Citizens, no major streamers or... Well, there's major streamers. There's no major YouTubers covering the game, because obviously they're following the developed the developed YouTubers are following the money, and know what their channels already want. Whereas my channel hadn't been developed yet, so I was able to pick and choose what I enjoyed. So literally, like, fucking great. Let's focus on this. Yeah, there should be eventually explorable caves, and possibly underwater things on planets as well in the future. What do you know about the Carrack? It's the highest tier at the moment exploration ship. It's going to allow you to find cool things, scan down cool things, do pretty much every level of exploration. If you want to do exploring things, if you want to do hunting down base locations, if you want to find treasury stuff, then it's a great ship. It's going to be like the ship you want. The giveaway ship being awarded at the end of November, the Pioneer. It'll be, well, first day of December probably. So I actually sit down and go, right, random number fucking generator. Oh, read the fine print on the CIG coupons. I believe it only allow a maximum of $100 off a total price. Cool, that's good to know. Any more questions? ships given away by pirate orgs. They want them back in game. They may try and steal them back. Right, we got any other questions? No, we don't know too much about the gateways that were shown above the planets in the demo. The potential there is that they're there for quantum travel destinations to lead you into travel locations and that sort of stuff, and to allow you to jump to other points possibly. We don't 100% know though. They could also be used potentially for cargo, like customs scanning and stuff. Have they used a ship market in game? There's going to be the ability to buy ships in 3.1. Will being part of an org an obligation for not being attacked by pirates, or just explore the universe without being hunted down? I suggest joining an org that's right for you. That'd be my suggestion. You're not going to be attacked by pirates every 5 minutes in game. There are going to be UEE systems. They're going to be secure systems, which will make piracy in those systems near impossible. So you do not really have to worry about them. And be very rare cases of weird stuff happening, and edge cases where players have assassinated someone really fucking smartly by like joining their org for a year and shutting down all the relays as they passed through a sector they knew he was going through when no one was looking for 1 second. His guard stabbed him and returned the security detail. It's going to be stuff like that. So there's always potential, but you're not going to have to worry. The higher risk reward areas, the more PvP areas and systems that are not exploit. Thank you very much for the sub, by the way. That are more aren't patrolled by the UEE or any private security or anything. Yeah, that's gonna be lots of not just pirates, but general outlaws and orgs that just go, we want this high risk, high reward, and they, even if they're not pirates, they'll probably fight off other players. It's like private orgs, private corporations, private military forces. So just bear that in mind. Are they still using their PT release format? Yes, it's Evocati, then Wave 1 to Wave 5, and then open to all. So it'll be Evocati, first wave PTU, then a couple of other PT waves, then open to all. It might not be the full 5. It's because they haven't updated that information yet. They might be changing slightly. No, so a lot of that. So a lot of the glow that you can see around ArcCorp is light from the street and lots of housing and power plants and stuff below. There's also clouds that the sun's reflecting off as well, but you can see like patches of that. But it's not lava. It's not lava basically. The Connie was given, as I said earlier, to TayX. If you follow you go onto the Reddit, you can see my BoredGamer Reddit. I'm thinking that's a clever way that they can monetize the game with custom org skins and custom high quality skins. So you can paint your ship and you can do some cool customizations to your ship for free. Well, in game with UEC, and then they could sell these really intrinsic, crazy like woman laying on Hornet skins and stuff like that for like $5, or custom org decals for $5 a piece. Cool, why not? Fucking makes them money and allows them to put it in the game. Cool, I'm happy with that. They might have it all, so it's just in game, which would be even better. You can buy everything with UEC, that would be better. But I'm okay with this, them monetizing some aesthetics. I don't have the routing one yet. I wanted a specific one that I could test in all situations. They only had a US style keyboard with a particular type of switch when I requested one, but they're sending me one in the near future. This month at some point, actually. Did you hear anything about the the Hornet F7A kit? No, I have not. Well, I will ask CIG about that, actually. That's going to be a very edge case, though, unfortunately. Yes, your friend was bullshitting. Crazy Hillbilly. 3.0 is still under Evocati testing. People, and the NDA is never over. It doesn't like disappear or anything once 3.0 is out. The Evocati phase is still under NDA. It becomes more appropriate to talk about certain things but it's not. You still wouldn't be able to share screenshots or content or videos or anything. You're not allowed to record. You're not allowed to make screenshots of the Ducati. Are people buying too many ships? Will they be disappointed that they're not able to fully staff it? Yeah, potentially. But you're going to be able to hire NPCs and NPCs crew them. Are your flight path around the city going to be automated, or you'll be able to fly where you want to? Some areas... Okay, so... On planets and on moons, typically you can fly anywhere the fuck you want. In this demo, it's showing him flying around a city. Now, it's more likely that you will have corridors that you have to fly around when you're on city planets. Otherwise, they will automatically take control of your ship, or your ship might be shot down, or you might get fined or something. They probably won't want players flying freeform like he did around the city. And you'll be able to fly between the particular points and get into public transport and stuff as well. So yeah, the expectation is more limited flight around these cities, but a lot more content there. Mainly because they just don't want people crashing into the ground and shit. I will try and read the questions before I answer them. Good shout. Do you have an educated guess on how long it will take for the PTU to be released? First wave PTU, I'm expecting 5 to 6 weeks now. With 3.0 build and Delta patch coming, should we uninstall the current build and do it for... Yes. So when it comes, you'll have to reinstall the game once. So 3.0 is its own fucking beast. Okay? You have to download that game again, but then you have the Delta patcher, and assuming you don't delete that game, you'll never have to download as much again, ever. That's the idea. The data patcher is fucking amazing as well. Like, for the iteration of updates and the speed of being able to download stuff, it's fucking amazing. It's seconds rather than hours now. There's no particular NPC game package or anything. Game packages will allow you to create more characters. In game. Oh yeah, install it on your SSD. Jesus, yeah. See, in the short term, those Octane drives are going to be great for Star Citizen. But when you say optimized for Star Citizen, I'm expecting optimized for a live release. We'll talk about it when I get that Octane drive, which should be by the weekend. Any news about ship reworks after the Aurora series? Any news on the Avenger? Expect light reworks, nothing major. Updated materials, light modelling work, stuff like that. Nothing like the Cutlass rework. It's very quick reworks. If the Evocati cannot take screenshots or record videos, what do they provide? Bug details. There are cases where they are allowed to probably take screenshots and stuff. But the idea is you're not allowed to release content. That should never be public screenshots or public video ever. If I like a particular bar or establishment, would players be able to buy them and run them as their own businesses? Potentially, but we don't know. Potentially. I think it's very edge case kind of businesses and stuff. Yeah, they're going to have Titan armor, which is like very heavy armor, very light mech sort of thing. We may potentially get mechs eventually in game because they do have some Mech Warrior Online people working for CAG, very influential. The Intel Optane drive is so expensive now because it's the first generation of a large-scale Optane drive. They have got incredibly long lifespan. They are incredibly fast, even compared to M2 SSDs. And we are going to reveal them over the weekend. Will I be able to take a look at your ship when you buy it? Yeah, I hope so. I'd love to look around ships when you buy them. And give them a kick, give them a test flight. I hope test flights are a thing. Although the test flights might be done like, oh, you want to test flight that ship, sir? We'll go over to this Arena Commander console and you can test fly the ship there. That's probably what it's going to be like. I do read the questions in my own voice. I'm dyslexic. I get confused like that. My brain takes over. I think 5 to 6 weeks for a release of 3.0 to PTU. That's my expectation for first wave PTU release. It's obviously not confirmed. Will the Reliant Core get a relook since it's a freighter that can haul? Yeah, all the ships will be lightly updated constantly, and it's a fucking little work meet. This one needs tyres. The Mustang's got no tyres at the moment. That the Mustang rework will have landing gear. I do think I'm expecting a live release of 3.0 before the end of the year. Yes, I think a lot of people are going to be excited if they do mechs. Digital Light, I would wait until 3.0 or wait until the November live stream. There might be cheaper packages if you're thinking. And if you're whatever ship you're thinking of getting Digital Light, I actually at the moment recommending the Mustang, but just get a starter package. Just get a starter package, $45, boom, done. And play for a while. You'll be able to buy ships in-game with in-game credits in 3.1, although they'll be deleted off your accounts, but you'll be able to test them all, basically. And you'll be able to do that with Rec anyway now, so. It's possible that upon release that the basic game package won't come with a ship, making players team up to earn their wings. Potentially, although I suspect that pretty much all game packages will come with a ship. There's potential they could sell them without. Right. I'm going to run off for 3 seconds to use the toilets. And I've got water. I will come back after the chair has talked to you for 2 seconds. And I will answer any questions that are here. And then I'm going to go off and eat. Thank you very much, though. I'll be. 3 seconds. 3 seconds. Pretty fucking. More than 3 seconds. No, that is strange. Wow. I'm sorry, I lied. It was slightly longer than I said. Chess streams, best streams. Fuck's sake. Oh my god, thanks. That is true, G. That is why everyone is here. I thought we could buy... So, in 3.0, you're going to be able to buy ships, weapons, ship systems, lots more FPS stuff, and new clothing, new armor, new gear for your characters. But yeah, you'll be able to buy loads of stuff in 3.0. Expansion packs is coming out. Lots of ships, weapons, and weapons. But you're not going to be able to buy ships until 3.1. Oh, the data patch is just fucking amazing. Like, amazing. Night and day. Oh. So, yeah. You're going to be able to get all these ships in-game anyway. So, buying starter packages is great. But the Cutlass Black and things like that. If you've got spare money to burn and you love the idea of supporting Star Citizen, yeah, stuff like the Cutlass Black is great to buy before it goes up in price, because you're going to get like at least $25 extra value if you want to upgrade later, and I think it's just going to be a great ship. But what else we got? Have we got any more questions, Mr. Chair? What are your predictions about Star Citizen? That there'll be chairs there and people will sit on them. Damn you, chair! Sorry, I'm sorry. Needed to be. I mean, there's certainly a hype to upgrading and buying more ships, and the Aurora is slightly more underwhelming when you see other people's streams and other people's ships. But you can rent stuff with Rec in game. You're able to get them in game. It's because we can't buy them in game yet, so you're like, ugh, I'm stuck with this unless I buy a ship. That's what it feels like. I think the new Mustang Alphas will feel a lot better as well. I think, yeah, I think it's certainly an element of that. No, I didn't wash my hands. I just wiped more pee on myself. It's sterile. It's all good. We don't know when the full aesthetic painting system is going to be there for ships. I suspect there's going to be a load more skins that we can use in 3.0 though. So expect more skins to be there for ships in 3.0. Hello. They were talking about that. So the jukeboxes and having your own music, they are looking into when it comes to multiplayer stuff. So they are looking into it. Obviously, there's copyright issues and things like that. There might be a list of music that Star Citizen has that they can play, for example. It's all copyright free and music they've been allowed in the game, whatever. Can I buy the Reclaimer before the price goes up? Possibly. I think you should be able to. This will be the last time you'll be able to get quite a lot of the ships at their current price before they go up in the November anniversary live stream sale. The more details about that when we actually know when that's going to be. I can't see your question. Nico, ask your question again now. Did you put it in question brackets? I don't see if I can see your question. I can see your name. Your name's unique. It's like everyone else's name, I suppose. And what will the new Cutlass Black price be? We don't know. I'm expecting $125. If you have a mission to hunt someone down on a planet like ArcCorp and they run, will the interiors generate on the fly in front of him? No. It's not on the fly like that. They're not generated like that. They're procedure generated, so they're always the same for everyone. So they're effectively, when the game seed starts, so when the server starts, everything will look like that forever, everywhere. Do you feel and it's not going to look different for anyone else or whatever. Do you feel the Pioneer might force people to play in an org to be able to have a base? You'll potentially be able to buy bases and apartments and hangars and stuff on planets anyway without having to build a base elsewhere. If you want like a more your own home away from home or your own little base, then yeah, you'll be able to hire other people to build those bases for you. If the Cutlass Black price increases, will the buyback price increase as well? Yes! Buyback prices increase with them. After they fix 15 to 20 bugs, they release 3.0 to PTU, right? No, so they're currently, from last week, they were working on 17 bugs, specifically to the shopping, cargo, and transport spate of the game. So they want to polish that up, and then I suspect they'll move on to like 15 bugs that are on the mission system and AI subsumption stuff. That's my expectation, and then a quick polish of probably 10 bugs for core gameplay, or 20 bugs or whatever for core gameplay and everything else, and then go on to the first wave of PTU. That's my expectation. I don't expect buyback pledges to expire until just before beta, so probably a couple of years, but they'll go up in price as the ships go up in price. Is it considered griefing to fill a ship's cargo slot with explosives or use self-destruct to stop racketeering or extortion attempts? I don't know. I suspect that's a good way of stopping pirates. But then you'd have to have the explosives on the first place, and they might shoot you, and they might blow up. I suspect that there will be Q ships as well, people that are pretending to be cargo ships. They're actually there'll be like a Cutlass going and flying around pretending to be a cargo ship, and then when a ship gets closer to it and tries to rob it, all of those modules are actually like self-defense modules, so it's got loads of weapons and loads of ships and quantum disruption and stuff on it to be able to take down pirates. I think there will be. It's going to be an interesting one. Can you blow up your ship and then still claim back on insurance? I don't think that's griefing though. I would not say that is griefing at all. Griefing is literally if I rammed Auroras into you repeatedly because I've had an exploit in the system, or because I was like, fuck your ships at Olisar in the full game. Just kept ramming you with infinite Auroras or starting ships, or try to draw dicks on all of your things in a legal way. It was like, this is really annoying, and this is... It's specific things that are there to ruin your gameplay experience, either by exploiting a bug or an exploit, or by just doing something that's so fucking stupid, like constantly spawning an Aurora. Like, if I bought 1,000 Auroras and just rammed someone, a specific person, again and again and again and again and again in the full game, that would be griefing. But detonating your ship to prevent pirates from getting it is not griefing. That is something very much within the game mechanics that they want you to be able to do. That might not be the best option, though. It might be better to allow them to have it. It might be better to try and reason with them and give them money instead or something. No, I think that even with new so there's going to be versions of ships that come out in the future. Like, you'll have eventually in like 5 years' time, you'll have the Hornet Mark IV or whatever. And those ships are going to be slightly different. They might look different. They might actually be almost exactly the same. They might have slight advantages or disadvantages or changes. But the older ships are still going to exist, even if they're not manufactured anymore. And they'll be seen as like collector's items or old different versions of cars or whatever. So I think that's kind of a cool thing. No, they're going to constantly be doing ship balance. The question was, do you think ship balance will be done when 3.0 hits? No, they're going to keep on working on ship balance until release, probably after the release. I don't think we're getting the voice chat in 3.0 unless they're surprising us with it. Expect it for 3.1 though. Spectrum will be not that important in 3.0, to be honest. Joined stream, if you're a supporter for Star Citizens, will you have to pay again for the update release? Huh? If you've bought a package for Star Citizen, you won't have to pay again. But a game package, you don't need to buy anything more. Which solo exploration ship would you choose? Solo exploration. Probably the Terrapin. I like the Terrapin. Although, really I want something that I can transport a ground vehicle with as well. How evacuation work for the passengers who don't know that the ship's about to blow? I'm assuming that there are lots of different light states which can show how damaged and stuff a ship is internally. So when you're in combat, and I suspect also there'll be tannoys and there'll be ways of communicating with your ship's crew, so they know to get to a escape pod. Yeah, I think it would be possible to rent outposts and to have people build outposts for you and stuff like that. Not too much information on future ship reworks other than what's on there. I am doing okay. I had because I am bipolar and I suffer from quite severe anxiety occasionally. It's very related to each other, and my anxiety is very OCD based, so I will overly think things. I'll worry about certain things. I have a loop of worry and like whatever. And last couple of weekends ago, I had a very bad time with depression, like just like, but I'm good. I'm pretty good, like doing well. I'm a bit tubby. Need to get some exercise on the go. No words, particularly on the fueling mechanic. I'm expecting it for 3.1. Oh, these aren't questions. Statements of having dicks in my hull, drawing dicks on my hull. Do you have hint on how interdiction will work, so it's not just pressing X and done? Yeah, so the idea with interdiction is that quantum disruption, more specifically, because interdiction is effectively just chasing down things, but quantum disruption will work in a bubble. This is the current theory behind everything. Quantum interdiction be a bubble that you can generate from whether that's a ship or a deployable item or something. We don't 100% know. You can basically decide the size of the bubble. The larger the bubble, the more detectable it is, and effectively the larger catchment area you'll have of pulling people out of quantum drive that go through it. The issue with that is that the further that's away from the centre, the harder it is to catch that person that then calls in for reinforcements and can get away to spin up their quantum drive again. So they're hitting it, they instantly try and get out of it, and it will take a little while to spin up their quantum drive again before they can go. Now, if you've got a large quantum bubble, yeah, you're going to catch more ships in it, but you're I'm going to need a load of ships to cover that area to be able to then go and capture them or get them before they get away. You see what I mean? That they're going to be detectable when people use quantum disruption and that sort of stuff. Yes, the Redeemer will be on sale again at some point. Don't expect it in the short term. They're moving away from armistice zones so that there'll be security turrets and defense turrets and police and security and UE and stuff like that. So yes, the launch pads will be protected, but they're not going to be protected by armistice zones in the future. What do you think? What do you think they will handle ship stealing and exploits that are obvious? I don't know. Sorry, I don't understand the question. They're definitely going to be in the short term before release. There'll definitely be ways of exploiting the game to get stuff. So hopefully a lot of them will be found out and the edge cases will be dealt with, so they can have a system for insurance fraud, exploits, and that sort of stuff. Stealing and stuff is very much part of the game. How exploration works, we don't 100% know yet. Exploration covers more than just finding new planets and points of interest. It's also going to partly be surveying land and things as well now, as well as setting nav beacons and making routes and mapping things. Loads of things come under that exploration category now. I may do my own voice pack in the future if Paul from HCS Voice Packs wants my voice pack. Then yeah, fuck it. Love to do it. I don't know exactly how cybernetics is going to be implemented. They might just entirely be aesthetic. They might show damage to your character, or they might give you some improvements in the future. We don't know, 100% know yet. Like, those things are sort of like they've said, well, we'll just have them aesthetic, whatever, but they change around. Is Icardi enjoyable right now? I haven't had as much time as I'd like to do with Icardi stuff, with CitizenCon and work. I'm carer for my brother, although that is very much in hand now. Like, I'm going to have a lot more free time to be able to concentrate on my channel, concentrate on going to events, and that sort of stuff as well. But Icardi, it's always a chore. It's cool, but it's a chore. I respect the other Icardi members that do a lot more than me, which is most of them. They're very good. No worries, Jade. Thank you very much for... Jade was the lovely lady girl there that appeared with Aventador on Matador's organisation Spotlight. We're donating a Pioneer for this month's giveaway and are a featured org. And if you're interested in drawing a pirate organisation that literally want to make money rather than just be dicks, well, I'm sure there's a small amount of being a dick there as well. Then please check them out. We'll be covering all of the different potential types of gameplay for 3.0 in the short term with Organisation Spotlight. But thank you very much, Matadors. It was a pleasure working with you. Yeah. Wobbit Space Industries / me. Why is that? What does that do? Why have I... Oh. That wasn't the link I wanted to share. I don't know what fucking link I wanted to share. Was it this one? It was this one. Why did it treat it like that? Never drink alone! Yeah, so detonating your ship regularly would damage your insurance. So the LTO insurance will only cover the standard hull of your ship, so not your upgrades or anything like that. So LTI is going to be useful, but it's not going to be like essential or anything. The bigger, the better. It's probably not too far from getting the Reliant variants, to be honest. I suspect we'll see them relatively soon. Early 2018, I think. The Saber Raven is listed as an interdiction ship. How well do you feel it will perform in that role? Don't know until it's in our hands. It's going to have those EMP burst generators. I don't know how they're going to work. It's going to be a possibly faster Saber. It's going to have 2 size 3s, which is a really small armament. So it's still able to do heavy damage and take out people with those. They might be proprietary as well. I've not heard of those guns before, I don't think, that it's got. But there's lots of unknowns with the Saber Raven at the moment. And so just be aware of that. I think it's going to be a cool ship. I just don't think it's going to be game breaking. It's going to be stealthy. It's going to be useful in some situations. Just, I think it's probably going to be quite a good PvP ship, to be honest. I don't like the Reliance. I'm not a fan of how they fly or how they work in game. I cannot recommend them. You fucking all want my fucking voice as your AI. Hello, welcome to another ship startup sequence. Please like and subscribe and donate. Oh my fucking god, it's going to be best. So some of the ship producers will increase soon. Any idea which ships? Think of any ships that are going to be made flyable 3.0 would be my expectation. So the Cutlass Black rework, the Prospector, the Constellation Aquila, the Ezerova, the Nox, the Dragonfly, that sort of stuff. Saber Raven's going to be flyable in 3.0 as well, which is cool, but I see some people are going to be like, ah! Explosive ship, fuck that! What do you think about the Merchantman, and when will it be hangar? So there's no more hangar phase anymore. It goes straight to flyable now. Merchantman 2018, we should see it. Any smaller ships with no real storage like fighters going to have something like maglocks to allow them to lug around small amounts of cargo, or the odd Dragonfly. So potentially, so you've got the store all cargo box with the Auroras. You've got the cargo container for the Hornets. So some ships will have container packages that they can carry instead of another item. Yeah, potentially there will be a police job where you can dispatch things to NPCs and help them fight off pirates. You'll probably be able to do that in like less lawfully, so more less secure zones. You'll probably be able to set up your network of stuff so that you can go and help things when you'll be able to see fights and combat going on, or receive distress calls and things, and dispatch your org out there. Probably stuff like that. Well, certainly. Yeah, so the quantum travel times I actually think are quite important. And it's going to affect you meeting up with friends and doing stuff, but it'll make stuff a lot more meaningful. I'm Thodge, looking at your statement and my brain bleeds. Do you agree with that when 3.0 is released, the amount of currency you get for doing missions should be under what it should be, instead of them giving you too much and then nerfing it later? It's irrelevant. They just need to balance it. They won't know what to balance it with at the moment. I do, however, agree with you that it should be less than more. If in doubt, put it as less, because that's more of a gameplay hook to do those missions, to get equipment and stuff in game, of which is going to be limited equipment and limited armor until we can buy our own ships. TX won the Constellation Aquila. Hey Board, do you think the Raven will be available in game? I think it's going to be exclusive to the SSD owners. You'll be able to buy it off other players though. Can we expect the Polaris to be in game in 2018? Possibly at the end of 2018. It's not that big a ship, and it's quite big, but it's not massive compared to like some of the other capitals. It's like a very small capital ship. So yeah, I would expect it to the end of 2018. I don't know if they can be explored. I don't know if exploration drones. I don't know if exploration drones can be deployed from any ship. No, I don't know. I don't know if the Cutlass Blue will be worth the markup over the Cutlass Black. Yes, I do think that CIG will now be able to keep up with quarterly patch updates. 3.0 was the massive, had to be done. Possibly not exactly what had to be done, but it had to be done in this kind of way. There's so much there that needs to be there for other stuff to work, and now that they can build upon the game from its foundation, it's a lot better and a lot more sensible. It's just taken really fucking ages. Basically, a year delayed by Subsumption and planetary procedural plats. I don't know if I took faster or slower after weed. I have no idea. I'm expecting 3.0 to go to PTU at 5 to 6 weeks. My expectation. I think the Herald may be able to do some hacking in E-War. I'm not sure. Oh yeah. So the Raven will definitely be out on the grey market. People will buy it on there. I don't know. I don't normally play music in games, to be honest. That's why I don't have music on stream either. Music distracts my brain, which is really good when I try and sleep, or I'm not focusing properly when I play music, but it damages my ability to focus sometimes as well. So, if you find gold on a planet, you'll be able to sell that information to people, or you'll be able to find out more information about the area, and you'll be able to build a base there, or sell that, whatever. The 600i will be getting a little bit more of a Q&A for it as well, for exactly what it will be able to do mission-wise, rather than just being luxury multi-role sort of thing. And yes, it has got bigger. You just have to shit on the floor. With the new Cutlass, you just have to have crap on the floor, no toilet anymore, just put some newspaper down. There's potential for external ship speakers. I haven't thought about it, actually. There are tractor beams in-game, so aliens or other players may tractor your ship. I'm not sure if it has to be on a pretty stationary object. But there are tractor beams in-game. Very light character customization is in 3.0. Female characters are not. They are finishing up the female rigs and stuff, but they're not done yet. Yes, insurance of the parent covers the Urza and the P-52, but Urzas that were sold separately, I think, have 6 months insurance. It was the first time they were sold. I think they might have lifetime insurance. It is worth joining an org. You will need to research what org you want to join, though. I'll be doing my Org Spotlight series to help, but you want to literally find... There's so many orgs. You want to find an org that's perfect for you, because it will affect your gameplay massively. You want to play with people you like. You want to play with the gameplay that you like the idea of. It's really important. No, I think we'll see armor. I don't think there's that many issues or anything with armor. I think that the Blade Runner influence to Arc Corp's great.
So many spaceships.
What is an ant's favorite food? Peas winking face.
Why are peas an ant's favourite food? I don't understand. What? Thank you for your money. I don't understand your... Why is it a joke? What are an ant's favourite food? What's an ant's favourite food? What? Will planets have magnetic poles? So can we use a compass? I'm hoping so. We'll have our Moby-Glass mini-maps. Thank you very much, Event-Stop, by the way. Thank you. Yeah, I suspect that we will have compasses. So, yeah, probably have magnetic poles. Or virtual poles. Or something like that. Because you don't need, technically, magnetic poles when you can map a planet from space, do you? You can have a virtual pole, effectively. Oh, people would buy. Okay, I'll ask HCS voice pack guys if they'd be interested in me doing a voice package. Can we see the Reclaimer in a small patch update before 3.1? Yes, potentially. It's flying in internal builds apparently, so I'm very interested in stealth and intel gathering as gameplay. Will these mechanics be in 3.0? Not really. You will have more stealthy mechanics because system management with Item 2.0 is going to be there. So you'll be able to manage your systems better and use environments to effectively stealth yourself. Or have much lower signatures and be very undetectable. But the intel gathering isn't really there yet. Do you think there'll be a revival system for people that have been killed? Like, if we can get them within a minute, can we revive them? There's definitely going to be a medical system. There's going to be stabilisation. There's going to be jabbing them with chemicals. There's going to be dragging them off and bringing them to on a stretcher and back to your your Cutlass Red or whatever. So there's going to be a full in-depth medical gameplay and smaller like mini games and stuff. So yeah, very much so. People will be beating it out on the floor and stuff. You're about to save them. I do think there will probably be a limited amount of Idris and Javelins for the anniversary. So yes. LTI seems OP to me. Can you explain the balance? Well, so lifetime insurance will literally just give you. It's not balanced. That's the thing. It's just not a major perk. It's useful, and I suppose I will always try and get lifetime insurance on all my ships. So it's really kind of critical for me to actually say that. It is what I believe, though. Me and Noob joke about it like we know that lifetime insurance isn't that a major perk, but we'll have to get it on all the ships, yeah. Like, yeah. Sugar. Is it cocaine? When will personalized AI be added? I don't know. You can probably switch around the voice modules of AI, so there'll probably be different voice and main modules that you can add. Like I remember, you could change the AI in in like the Saber to the one from RSI instead at one point. Yes, in 3.0 there is planetary rotation, star rotation, day-night cycles. Yes. I believe the intention is for the public transport to be usable in the future. I don't know if they were usable here. They probably were usable. They might have been incredibly fucking glitchy. You might not have been able to actually get to them without clipping and stuff, but I don't know. Don't know if they were usable here, but I think the intention is for public transport to be usable on these planets and trams and stuff. There's going to be more variation in ship destruction, yes. Ships are going to have higher times to kill, especially the larger ones. Disabling will be a big thing, like ships might be entirely disabled, which case you board them or leave them or whatever. Sometimes ships will explode, but they're unlikely to explode in such a exploding super chain reaction way. That's going to be very unlikely. Possibly they might break into sections and stuff. So yeah, there's going to be lots of different variation and death flourishes from smaller ships. And pilots, yeah, people might survive. People might survive in the sections of the ship as well. Mentioned farming on planets with the Pioneer panel. Have you any info on how this will work? No, we don't have any info. I suspect that some of them will require mining, like require domes in a similar style to the Endeavour, whereas others will be just about to have a patch of land. It's in the right atmosphere. If you wreck your ship without insurance, well, you're in for a bad time. There are going to be various levels of components between A and D. A being the best type of components. Most ships come with standard stock quality of C component. There are also components are geared towards certain things, civilian being lower end all-rounders, military, for example, being high-end specifically for combat and military purposes. You've got competition stuff that's going to be better for racing. So there's going to be all these different types of components. So there might not be Origin-specific branded components, but there's certainly going to be components that will fit more in line with luxury and exactly what you want that ship to do, and better quality components. There's also going to be sub-modules, sub-components that you can put in those other components to give them benefits and boosts, making them more power efficient or making them harder to detect or whatever. Yeah, so the way you manually choose your preferred style of gameplay is by doing that in game and by selecting an org that matches that. That's the two major ways. So the question there was, we're about to manually choose our own preferred gameplay style. Yeah, make sure you research your org that you're going to join. You like the people, like-minded people, boom, and you lots of stuff you're about to do in game. Just do the stuff you want to do. So you can buy insurance in game, and lifetime insurance exists on hulls that are bought during the first phase of their concept sale. You will be able to lose your ships in game if you don't have insurance on them. Insurance will be available at a small amount of UEC in game, which you should do every time you can. There's rare circumstances where people won't have insurance at all. The thing that you might not have insurance on is the any changes that you've made to the ship. So, if you change the power plants and the weapons and stuff, those items are not insured unless you pay separately for insurance for them. And I suspect that's what the more expensive insurance will be. No, so every planet is going to be different on its rotation and moving around the sun, as will be the moons. Little ships will be able to auto land and dock in big ships, or at least dock in them. I think CIG will explore sensible options when it comes to monetization of their game. I do think that selling UEC in game packages is quite a smart thing for them. There's always going to be people selling gold, and as long as they make it so that they can regulate it and help lessen any form of pay to have all the UEC in the world and that sort of stuff, the better. So. Yeah, we could potentially see more on mining in this November live stream. I suspect that the mechanic is getting there, if not completed already. So yeah, it's potential we could see more on mining in the November live stream. Do you think there will be military contracts for traders and transporters? Yes, definitely. 100%. Bring this material to here. 100%. Right. Thank you very much, guys, for the love, the donations, and the questions. If you want to support the channel further, you can always donate. You can always go to Patreon. Just giving feedback really fucking helps as well, like quite genuinely. So thank you so much for that. Thank you to all my subs. Thank you for all the donations. Thank you for everything. Fucking you're amazing. Check out all the links below, especially to see our featured org Matadors who are giving away a Pioneer. Thank you very much. So all you need to do is be subscribed and comment on any of my videos to be in for a chance for winning that Pioneer. Yeah. And if you've got any questions or anything you want to ask me, you can always jump in the Discord. My Discord links should be below as well. Jump in there and fucking go, BoredGamer, fucking what's this? Or how do we do this? There's also links now in the Discord for Organisation Spotlight. If you want your org to be featured, chuck it in there and I'll have a look at it at some point. There's also a PC build and stuff channel there, which I'll start to flesh out and fill out and put some guides in there, and you can just chuck in, yeah, I'm thinking of buying this, or do you think this is worth getting, or I'm going to build a brig for 3.0, these are my specs and stuff. I can talk about stuff like that there. But thank you so much, guys. I fucking love you. You're the fucking best. I don't know actually when the November live stream is. I suspect it's between the 14th and 21st of November, so Friday, couple of weeks. 2 to 3 weeks time sort of thing. Love you. I love you fucking guys. Thank you so much. Oh, right. I'm going to eat, and then I'm going to try and get a video done for the day. Thank you very much. Thanks for all the great questions. Oh, we need to fucking go host someone. Which, that's the one. I am indeed a fucking egg. I'm gonna go. Yes. SMB's online. Shaved his beautiful face.
Or you could maybe make one of your panels.
This guy shaved his fucking face to have it playing game. He looks like a fucking 12-year-old now. Fucking hell. Go give him some love. Yes, I'm expecting 3.0 to be live by Christmas. That's my expectation. But give this man some love. Give this man some love. I'm gonna go host him. Thank you for all the love. There's t-shirts with my face on as well. What else can I fucking sell out to? I don't fucking know. Just find links below. Sell out. Woo! We'll get there. Thank you very much, guys. Fucking love you. See you soon. Peace.